Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Shake it, but keep pointing out all the lies. Putting the scripture right in your eye. The Bible guy, he reads Hebrew and Greek and shows you that your book's not unique. The Bible guy, he turns through the pages until every Christian rages. The Bible guy, watch one time and you're hooked. Now let's watch why the Christians get cooked. The Bible guy.
Howdy, howdy, folks. Bible Guy here, coming at you live from Northeast Texas. How are we all doing today? Everyone, make sure you tap that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends, and with your enemies. Let's get the word out there so we can have some interesting conversations about the Bible is bullshit, Christianity is false, and Jesus is dead. I'm joined today by my good friend Ashland. Howdy, Ashland.
Hi, I have to drop down and come back up. It glitched, and now I have a 9-person panel.
Ah, lovely.
I'll be back in a second.
How are we all doing today? How's Dalton? Dalton is doing A-okay. I'm doing fan-fucking-tastic. And I'm happy to be here, and I cannot wait to see what kind of conversations we have going on today. You liked the drawing, did you?
Oh yeah, that was sweet. It was so cute. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, we're gonna turn it into a poster and hang it up in Arwen's daughter's bedroom.
That's what I was thinking. It was like, that's very like young girl themed.
It's based on she has 2 toys that she really loves, 2 stuffed animals, a fox named Foxy and a cat named Buttons, and that's what it's based off of.
Well, it's adorable.
And did you see the comment?
Oh yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah, I got a comment everyone yesterday on YouTube saying, and I quote, this is from @Helsing7747. I love the Bible Guy, but I really fucking love the Bible Guy and Ashland together. Well, here you go, folks. More of that today. Enjoy. I hope you feast on it. Everyone, make sure you tap that screen, share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends, and with your enemies. I feel like with this outfit, it deserves a little bit more of this going on. There we go. Yeah, that's hot.
You're on fire.
I know, it's giving Lucifer Morningstar. Well, hello, detective.
You look sharp.
Thank you.
You look very sharp.
Yeah. Oh, so sharp. Anyways, Robert Ryan says, great foreshadowing. Yes, great foreshadowing, because apparently I'm going to burn in hell according to every Christian I talk to. Dalton's way too hot for this live. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Christians, come on up. Let's have a conversation. I'm Dalton, the Bible Guy. This is Ashland. I'm the Bible Guy and an atheist. You're probably wondering, how the hell can you be the Bible Guy and an atheist? Well, you'll find out if you come on up. How are we doing today, Ash?
Good. I'm all right. I overslept by accident.
Nice.
Well,
love that.
Yeah. We have to watch the reactivity. We have to. This episode was, well, it's really kind of more like the movie length. It's like hilarious.
It's like a compilation of videos.
No, it's because oh my god, what's his name? Gramps. That's what we always call him. I forget his actual name.
I know Gramps.
Yeah. He made a whole video or a whole movie over 2 years about Forrest Valkai. And like, it's literally a response to a debate that they did, and it's the whole thing of him reacting to it and like all the receipts and him making jokes. It's freaking hilarious. It's also really creepy. It gives you mixed emotions.
Kyle says,
it's all the feels.
Kyle says, gay. I'm guessing because Grindr was down today. Kyle, you came here looking for a match. Sorry though, I don't roll that way. But you know what? I appreciate you for being here, and happy Pride Month to you, Kyle. Gary says, I was a Christian for many, many years. Baptized when I was 13, repented of my sins, but I had not sinned. Yeah, I mean, because sin is a fabricated concept. So of course, you can't really have sin because that would require for the Bible to be true, which is not. 1 second, TikTok. There we go. Someone said Jesus is God, guys. Nah, Jesus is dead. Not God, dead. The 10 Commandments were written to protect us. Ashlyn, how do you feel about that? Do you think the 10th commandment was written to protect you as a woman?
No. And also, what about the children? I am a jealous God, punishing children for the inequity of parents to the third and fourth generation of those who reject me. I don't. It wasn't. Who is that protecting?
Yeah, nobody. Are you aware, Gibbs, that according to the Bible, women are property? Do you think that's protecting? I think that's detracting from a woman's rights. Protecting God's ego, maybe. Yeah, angry anti-theist. That's precisely right. It's just there to protect God's ego. Quote the verse. Yeah, Exodus 20, verse 17. Do not covet your neighbor's house, wife, male or female slaves, ox, donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. So it gives us a list of items that are the property of a man. One of those objects, which are the property of a man, is his woman, his wife. Exodus 20, verse 17. Define covet, meaning to desire. It means to desire. Do not desire
But
your neighbor's
but covet is specifically a word that is saying that it's property, because covet isn't just a desire for something; it's a desire for a person's property.
What's my take on the Holy Spirit? Also fake as fuck. None body is coming from above after me. John 6:46. None body? What's none body mean? Non body. Nani body? We like to party. Dancing with Molly. Kyle says, boom, I won the argument. Kyle, I think you might be delusional.
Oh, thank you, Poop Man. Hi, Poop Man. Your name makes me laugh every time, without a doubt, and I feel like a child.
Howdy, Poop Man Jones. Good to see you out there. I feel like what I'm missing. Oh, thank you for the cowboy hat. I feel like what I'm missing right now is some guy liner to go with this outfit.
Oh, that would really make the Christians riled up.
Yeah.
You'd get them hot and bothered.
Oh, that's what I'm here for, to get people hot and bothered. Which one of these would go good with my current look? Let's see. Let's try this one.
Hi, Sticks. And Lathe. You're here as well. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the chat until just now. I'm bad at co-hosting.
Jake does atheist says, I'm hot, not bothered yet. How does the Bible define the Holy Spirit? Depends on what section of the Bible we're talking about. But if you mean like in the New Testament, it's a divine being. It is God's breath, the Ruach HaKodesh. Lathe and I come as a pair. Love that. Wherever you find one, you find the other. I love that. You're like the Urim and Thummim.
Good, because y'all are two of my favorites. I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't say that to the other people. Y'all are also my favorites.
Yeah, to the person that's literally hosting the live right now. Okay, thank you very much.
Shh, don't tell Dalton.
But hopefully we get some Christians who are brave enough to come up and have a conversation with me, the Bible guy. Someone said because they're scared and want you to be too. Yes, that's why people threaten us with hell, because they are scared and they would love us to be scared. As the old saying goes, misery loves company. You get cooked by KB Crusader. Whatever you have to tell yourself to sleep at night. PLSTY, my shoes. Please tie my shoes. Whatever you tell yourself to help.
Who is that?
Oh, just some
you know
low, I think it's some low tier like Bilbro, I think.
Oh.
They like to. They're one of. I think they're the first person who ever came up on live who tried to present the idea that wisdom too was a prophecy, and then they weren't able to substantiate that claim. So, that's who they were. KB is even worse and lower tier than KG Clan, says Angry Antitheist. Well, there you go. That's all you need to know. Santa loves you. Santa? You mean like Yahweh? Because they're basically the same thing.
And Lathe, he will forget. It's goldfish there.
Will forget by the end of the hour. Who will forget by the end of the hour?
See, he's
Duncan
already
will.
forgot.
Well, I'll forget what by the end of the hour?
Exactly, he's already forgot, Lathe. Point
Fuck.
proven.
God damn it. Damn, that sucks ass. Fantastic. Bloody fantastic. Tom Hanks Santa? What? Y'all are just talking nonsense now in the comment section. I don't know what you're on about. AK says, hey, fam. Good to see you, AK.
Hi, AK.
You could just be muted, so then you'll need to come up. Ooh, not a bad idea.
I was up way too late. And I was talking to some gender criticals. I don't know why I was subjecting myself to this, but I did actually convince a number of them on something, and I was like, I know that's why I normally don't, because they're all just generally there to be like bigots. But it thoroughly explained to them biology and like how their understanding on sex is wrong, and then when they started to understand that their understanding was on sex was wrong, they started to like broaden their understanding on gender and how that those aren't in correspondence. And I was like, I think I broke through a little bit.
What is this comment? Emperor says, do you believe in race mixing? Well, first and foremost, race is a social construct. It doesn't exist biologically. I don't know how one does that. So that was a very sus thing for you to say. Are you a racist?
Okay, Emperor says weird things all the time. And
They're obsessed
I'm sorry, Emperor, but like you come in here all the time and I have no idea what you say half the time. I hope you're not a racist. Please confirm you're not a racist, or I think that deserves a mute at minimum.
Yeah. You either confirm right now that you're not a racist, or I will mute you. Is the background on your TikTok live? Yes, the background is on my TikTok live, which is where we are right now.
Do you think he's actually in fire?
Oh, they want to know if I'm actually on fire or not. Yeah, I live in Texas. This is pretty normal. Man, anyways. Everyone make sure you tap that screen. Christians. I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. If you disagree with any of these three pumps, request on up and we'll have a conversation about it. Maybe you can be the one who will convince me that I'm wrong. You could be the first. Also, Alpha Omega 333 King David, you realize you spell alpha wrong? All right, we got our first guest of the day. They don't have a username, so I'll just call them User. User, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Blocked.
Christians, what does this say if the only people brave enough to come up are children? Are all the adults in here too chicken shit to come up and talk to me? Is it just the kids who are brave enough to come up and talk? Jesus was more useful as a Roman sunshade than a Messiah? Holy shit. That's crazy. I love that. Fetuses trying to do the Lord's work. Yeah, because the adults are too chicken shit to come up and talk to me. But that was funny as hell.
There are 63 people in here, and we only have 2.5k likes. Now, if y'all want to hear some conversation, we're gonna need some help from you, because apparently we need to cast a wider net, because the Christians are just not Christianing today. They don't want to defend their pedo god and all that. So, tap the screen, share out the live, repost, and if you can, send a daily art me.
STX is coming up now. STX, are you at least 18 years of age? Oh. Yeah, I agree. Christianity is shit. That's why you just showed us some shit. So congratulations. They just showed us
Wait,
shit.
I didn't see what they did.
They
Oh.
showed us shit on their camera because Christianity is shit. I agree.
As soon as I like pull up the thing, it blocks out, and I just saw their camera on, and I went to go say, so I didn't see what they did, but yeah.
Yeah. Doug is God. Hell yeah. I came here for Bible expert. All I'm hearing are criticisms. Well, Forging Pro Gamer, maybe you should get some of your Christian friends to come up here and defend their faith. Otherwise, like, what am I? How do I display Bible expertise if Christians are too chicken shit to come up and talk to me?
And also, hi Zach.
Let's see. Doctor,
I think they might be talking about the Christians. They might. I don't know. Who are they in reference to?
Dr. Webb, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I'm over 18.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
All right, I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. Which one of these three topics would you like to talk to me about?
The Bible is true.
Bible is false because it makes the claim that Jesus is the Messiah, and yet he doesn't fulfill any prophecies, and no one's ever given me a good reason to think that their God exists.
So, if you don't think God exists, what do you believe in? Like, you gotta believe in something.
All kinds of things, just not God. Why should I think that God is real?
Why you should think that God is not real?
No, why should I think God is real?
I mean, everything that the Bible said, it goes. Everything in the Bible that the world is gonna become. He said that.
He said
that a man will say there's no God. The Bible clarified that.
What? You cut out for a second there.
I said the Bible said a man like a person will say in their heart there ain't no God.
Has there ever?
I think he's calling us a fool. Yeah. I think he's calling us a fool.
There have always been people that have gone around and said that there is no God, so that's not remarkable at all.
No, I mean the Bible already did it. I mean the Bible already said it, so he's not. The Bible's not lying.
That's not a reason. That's not a reason for me to think that God exists.
I mean, how can you get nothing for something?
You don't.
The universe can't do it.
There was never nothing.
Do I say how can you get nothing for something? The universe can't do it.
Which is why the universe didn't come from nothing. It's always existed.
No, it haven't.
Do you think that God? Do you think that God?
The world never existed.
Do you think that God poofed everything into existence? Do you think he like pulled everything out?
No, he didn't pull everything out. He spoke everything into existence. He spoke everything.
So from nothing.
From nothing,
he spoke everything to existence.
So you out of the three of us, you are the only one in this conversation who thinks that everything was made from nothing.
Yeah,
we do not believe that.
And that's a ridiculous position to hold. It makes much more sense to just say that the universe has always existed, unless you can give me evidence that it had a beginning.
That the universe never had no beginning. So if you say the universe the universe is your God, then
no, it's not. It's the universe.
A
God is a supernatural being that is worshipped. I don't worship the universe, and the universe is not a supernatural being. So no, the universe is not.
When we're talking about God is outside time. He outside. He in.
Prove that.
He outside time. So he don't control by time.
That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense for God to exist outside of time. Like illogically, it doesn't make any sense.
He don't go by time. What are you talking about? God don't have no time.
This person is just dividing their God out of existence.
Yeah.
About what? God don't have no time. What time did God have?
Wait. Do you think that God lives outside of space and time?
He lived past matter.
So God exists for zero. If God exists for 0 seconds, if God exists for 0 seconds, then he doesn't exist.
What you mean? He don't have no time. That's what science
Yeah,
said.
yeah. You know what else has no time? Nothing has no time. If God has no time, then he doesn't fucking exist.
What you mean? In your what I mean that he don't have no time, that mean you can't put a time on him.
It's sad because you're like the only
Cause that
guest.
mean that he always was.
Like here's the really sad thing. It's sad because you're the only guest I have that I have to sit here and subject myself to this. But you really are really dumb. Just so we're clear.
No, but the dumbest thing is
I don't think you have the boots for this hike. But I'm gonna have to put up with it because you're the only guest. So let me make this very clear. Give me an argument. Give me an argument to prove that the universe has a beginning, or else I'm not going to believe you.
When you read the Bible, he said he created heaven and earth. When nothing, he moved on the face of the water. So if he spoke,
so why
everything,
should I believe the Bible? Why should I believe the Bible when it says that God created the world?
Because we have a creator, we have a designer
Prove that.
outside.
Nope. Prove that.
I mean, can you prove that you still awake?
Yes, because look, my eyes are open, and I'm having a conversation with you. I'm not snoring. I'm not in bed.
But can you prove that are you awake or you in a dream? No, you cannot.
Yes, I can.
So you don't know. So you can prove
watch
that
this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. It's 3:05 p.m. I just read that on my computer. Very difficult to do in a dream.
But I'm saying that everything that the Bible said he did it in 7 days is this.
So
but
what?
Y'all say
that's just okay. Listen. Luckily, I got another guest who wants to come up and talk to me, but you are too dumb to have this conversation with.
You are dumb. You believe.
So you know, come back when you're a little bit smarter. Someone late says, "Thank fuck." Sev Menace,
I just want to add.
Yeah.
The Soliphism is a losing argument, guest. Don't go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. His PhD was in dumb fuckery. Sev Menace, are you at least 18 years old?
No.
Well, fuck me. Everyone, make sure you're tapping that screen. I'm not really bringing up any more friendlies right now, everyone. So we're only taking opposition right now. That was embarrassing, Dr. Webb. Yeah, that is embarrassing. They should really not call themselves that. We'll just call them Webb. We have a super chat already from @Jeff with the $1.99. God is a joke. It is a joke. Sadly, the punchline sucks ass. Yeah, but W to Jeff for being the first super chatter today. Mr. Jones says, I'll debate with you. Then request up, Mr. Jones. Let's see. Let's see if they request up. Thank you for being honest, fetus. Yes. It's not, the irony is that a lot of these fetuses are a lot more honest than the adults we talk to. Mr. Jones, I'm not seeing you in my request box. Did you change your mind about wanting to debate me as soon as I said I would debate you? Is that what happened? I think so. He couldn't state one reason. That is true. Yeah. Alpha Omega says they're just quoting Bible verses. Here, Alpha Omega, you've been quoting Bible verses for too long without actually coming up to debate, so muted. Box up or shut up. Mr. Jones, are you at least 18 years old?
Mr. Jones and I. Sorry.
Are you at least 18 years old?
What's going on?
Are you at least 18?
Of course.
And what pronouns do you go by?
Yes.
What?
He and him.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
Alrighty then. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. This is Ashland. The Bible is bullshit. Christianity is false. Jesus is dead. Which one of these three topics would you like to talk to us about?
Which one of these three topics would I be interested? You pick one. I don't mind, brother. I don't mind.
I always let the opposition pick.
The opposition.
Which one do you think you would have the strongest argument for?
The strongest argument. All of them, any of them. The
Just
Bible is
pick
BS. Let's
the
start with
Bible's
that.
BS. All right. The
Let's
reason
start
I
with the
say
top.
the reason I say the Bible is bullshit is because it contains scientific errors, historical errors, and contradictions, and failed prophecy.
I agree.
You agree that the Bible is bullshit then?
No, sir. I agree with some of the stuff you just mentioned.
That it's scientifically inaccurate, historically inaccurate, contains contradictions, and failed prophecies?
Yes, I agree with some of that stuff for sure. It was written by man. Man has tried many times to taint some of the stuff that was originally put in there. So yeah, I agree with some of the stuff you said.
It sounds like the Bible's bullshit.
I mean, in different words, you can use that type of wording if you like. I ain't mad at you. Let's go to the next one. Christianity is false. Why you believe that?
Christianity is false because Jesus claims to be the Messiah, yet he doesn't fulfill any prophecies from the Old Testament about the Messiah.
Okay, that was specific too. I like that. It doesn't fulfill any prophecy from the Old Testament. That's the only thing that can make him. That's the only thing that can make Christianity true.
It's the only thing that can make Jesus the Messiah.
It's the only thing that can
It's
make
the
Jesus the Messiah.
it's the claim in the New Testament as well.
Why did you want to come up and debate me if you didn't actually have anything to say?
Oh, I have stuff to say. I just didn't know what it was that made you go against the things that you're going against. I got plenty to say. I just didn't come up here to talk about random stuff though. So Jesus isn't God. Why?
No, he's not the
Why
Messiah
is Jesus not the Messiah?
because he doesn't fulfill prophecies from the Old Testament.
Mr.
He
Jones,
doesn't fulfill.
are you newer to the debate side of TikTok by any chance?
Yeah, you can say that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this makes sense. So, like, generally, how these TikToks are set up is that like the person presents a positive claim on the board, and then you come up and you present an argumentation to try to convince the other person in like a debate style on why their claim is false. So that may be the gap here is that you're just like, oh,
got
I
you.
want to have a conversation. Is that kind of what you were looking for? Is just having a conversation?
No, ma'am. I was honestly just looking at the three things y'all have up there. The Bible is BS, Christianity is false, and Jesus is dead. And I was just trying to figure out like how y'all got there. That's all. I wasn't listening long enough to understand this was just a debate page. My bad.
Yeah. Do you want to present any evidence of the contrary for these claims?
Yeah, I got a question about it. In the Bible it talks a lot about love. God is love. How y'all feel about love? What's y'all aspect on love?
I don't think
If,
God
if
is
it's
love.
if
You don't think God is
just
love?
just going off the definition in the Bible, it's very clear to the contrary that he is not, because love is patient, it is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not self-seeking. You go just straight to Exodus 20 verse 4 through 5. He says, I am a jealous God, punishing children for the iniquity of parents in the to the third and fourth generation. That is a direct contradiction to Paul in Corinthians describing what love is.
Okay. Okay, I can see where you're coming from with that aspect. What about Jesus? Do you think Jesus represented a good example of love?
Well, let's ask the Syrophoenician woman that he called a dog if he's very loving.
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember that as well, yeah. So love can't be, how can I say this? Tough or harsh or you know what I'm saying? Tough.
Do you think it's loving to have innocent women raped?
No, sir. I do not think it's loving to have innocent women raped. No, sir.
Has God ever had innocent women raped before?
Has he ever had innocent women raped?
Yeah. Has he ever
No,
been
sir. Not
Are you
that I
familiar
know of.
Are you familiar with the story of King David?
Yes, sir.
And do you remember what David did with Uriah and Bathsheba?
Yes, yes.
And do you remember what God's punishment to David was for what he did?
Yeah. I'm saying, so you blaming God for why they got raped?
Well, God
That was
says that
David.
God said that he would be the reason why they got raped. He said, I will cause this thing to happen. David's wives were raped.
Yeah.
And David said that, and God said that he was
You
the
got some
cause
valid
for it.
points. You got some. Yeah. Man. Christianity is false. The Bible is BS. Jesus is dead. Boy, it's like you didn't say anything terrible, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all entitled to our own opinions, and you got some very valid journey to have every rebuttal.
You're I think, is it just me or is their audio
What
cutting out?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, your audio keeps cutting out, Mr.
now?
Jones.
I'm gonna be honest.
Well, Mr. Jones, this has
I
been
think Christianity is just a religion.
Mr. Jones, we can't hear you. Your audio is your signal is
Let's
bad.
just say, wait, right? Everything we think to be true and everything you think to be right is wrong. Damn. Oh, my dogs. That's my fault. Give me a second. Let me step in the house.
Yeah, Mr. Jones, come back when you have better signal on your phone. But we weren't able to hear anything you were saying. You were kept cutting out. I guess we'll bring up Walter now, who has a lot to say in the comment section. Walter, hopefully they don't crash out. Walter, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes. What about you?
Yeah, I'm 30. And what pronouns do you go by?
Say it again.
What pronouns do you go by?
What does that mean?
Pronouns are words that replace nouns in sentences in order to avoid repetition. Words like he and him, she and her, they and them, so that the audience knows how to refer to you in the third person. Which ones?
I go by all of them depending on the sentence. You want to give me a sentence and I'll tell you what pronoun to use?
Blank went to the store when we're referring to you.
Okay, it would be he. He went to the store.
Okay. Do you ever go by she or they?
Well, if somebody mistakes me for a girl, I mean, somebody might go, look at her over there.
But which ones do
I'm a
you
guy.
think accurately relate to who you are?
Which ones? What's the sentence? Because you just gave me one sentence. So which sentence?
Walter, you
goodness.
cannot. I refuse to believe you're actually this dense. Come on, Walter.
Really, you're the one in flames right now, brother. Mr. Bible guy.
That's a non sequitur, but all right.
What does that have to do with
You
being dense?
dense.
You literally have a Bible, which means you believe in a God, and then you're burning because it's false.
I don't believe in a God. I'm an atheist.
Really? Your name is
It's-
Bible guy above you. Is
What
that for you?
does
But
it say? What does it say right
says
underneath
right
the?
below it.
What does it say right underneath the Bible guy?
Well, underneath it's small. You believe small that you're an atheist, but the big word is Bible guy.
I'm the
This
Bible
has to
guy
be a joke.
because I know
This
the
is a
Bible
troll.
better than you.
I can't believe this.
Really?
Cannot
Then
be
why
real.
don't you put this? This is real. And right now, if you're an atheist, why don't you put that bigger and make Bible guy with the little word?
Because that's the title of the show, dipshit.
All right, now you've
Walter,
cursed at me,
thank
so I'm
you.
gone. You just resorted
Thank you
to
for
cursing.
your-
See ya.
Yes, you're
Thank
too
you
stupid.
for-
You're stupid as fuck. I will curse at you.
Thank you for suggesting those. I will file them in the trash can.
My God, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? My God, Sean, can you believe that some people really out here are this dumb?
Yeah, I just couldn't believe what he was coming at you with the size of the font of the Bible guy versus I'm an atheist, and he didn't seem to get the concept that you can be a biblical scholar and be an atheist. That's actually quite common.
Although I wouldn't call myself a biblical
You're not a
scholar.
scholar.
Dang it.
I got you. You're self-taught. Yeah, wasn't trying to.
Bible scholar communicator, everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's reading is just hard for some people. Reading is hard for some people. Now God don't fuck with you. Well, he never did fuck with me, Angel, because he doesn't exist. Man, okay. Truth be told, 101. Are you at least 18 years old? You have to answer in the next 5 seconds, or else I'm going to drop you.
Who, me?
Yes.
Yes. Are you 18?
Are you at
Yeah,
least?
I'm 18. I'm over 18 years old, man.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yeah.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible guy. These are my friends Ashland and Sean. The Bible is
Yeah, I
bullshit.
seen you before. You switched your name.
I've had this name for like 2 years.
Oh, well, I just find it fascinating. Hey, I'm just gonna try to help you with something.
Yeah,
Looks like you're LGBTQ.
I'm not.
They got churches for LGBTQ. You
I know
don't
they
have to
do,
debunk the Bible
but I
because of
don't.
your sexuality, bro.
I'm straight.
Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. No,
Truth.
you're not, because you
I.
weren't
I
putting
am.
up all this before. No,
Yes,
you're not, bro.
I'm straight. I'm
No,
only
listen, bro.
attracted.
You don't.
Truth.
You're allowed
Truth.
to do that.
Truth. If you're gonna sit here and insist that I'm gay, I'm going to insist that you are also gay, and then start, making like claims about your sexuality. I'm
Bro,
straight.
don't do that,
I
bro.
am only attracted to women.
No, you're
I'm
not,
just an.
bro.
I'm
No,
just an. You're not straight. Hey, here. Truth. You're not straight.
no, bro. You're not,
Truth. You're
bro.
gay. You're gay. Straight.
They
You're
got
gay.
churches for that, bro. You
Yeah.
could go
Truth.
to church.
Truth. It's fine. We accept you
Stop
for who you
debunking the
are.
Bible.
You're allowed. You're allowed to be gay.
That's
We
what
fully
I'm talking
accept you for who you are.
bro.
We're allies
Bro, I'm
here on
talking
this
about you.
channel. Yeah, I'm talking about
I'm talking
you.
about you, guy.
Here,
No,
Truth. Let's stop being a child. I am Dalton, the Bible guy. I am straight. I am just an ally to the LGBT community, which is why I put the flag up here to show people that are in the community that this is a safe
I just want
space
to.
for them. You are not this stupid. I
This
refuse
is
to believe.
this is not a safe space.
truth. You're an atheist. Stop lying to us.
Yeah,
No,
you're an
You're an
atheist.
atheist.
Yeah,
Said he put up a symbol
you're an
to
atheist.
forsake
You're an atheist.
that community.
You're an atheist.
You serious, bro? You're
Yes.
closing the
Well,
door.
yes.
For
If
opportunity
if we are going to start making,
hypocrite.
if we're going to start telling other people what they are, then I can just start telling you that you are.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make sure I block you.
Yeah,
'Cause
run
I swear I
away.
blocked you
Yeah,
before,
run
bro.
away. Yeah, run away. Go ahead, do it.
Why not just defend your God? This
That's
is
a
weird.
guy that really did not want to discuss any of the prompts.
No.
Just immediately fixated on his perception of your sexuality,
Yeah, that
and
was
then just
pathetic.
refused to get off of it.
They love obsessing with over
I
my
just want to
sexuality.
know.
Like, do I like to take it up
Yeah,
the rear
like-
end sometimes? Yes, but not from men.
Why are we thinking about Dalton and what he does in the bedroom?
Everyone's thinking about
It's-
it, but
it's-
the Christians are just the loudest about it.
It's true.
Well, now that you said that, like, it's like saying, "Don't think of a pink elephant. You can't help it."
Yeah, everyone, you're
Everyone,
welcome.
Don't picture the Bible guy naked in bed with somebody right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Man, these Christians today are quite pathetic. At Bethos with the €2. Nice flag in the stream. That is love, caller. Absolutely. That is love. Not your piece of shit God. Silence Moon. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I'm 25.
And what pronouns do you go by?
She, her.
And are you a Christian?
No, but I deconstructed a month ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. I got one thing to say, by the way. Yes, the Bible is bullshit. It's like fucking Harry Potter, but holiness.
Yeah. Yeah. And not the right kind of holiness. We like holes here on the Bible Guy show, but not that kind of holiness.
Yeah, and I wanted to say real quick before I go, I've been like listening to your panel for quite some time while I'm working at my job too, and you really entertain a lot. But like, where do you find these people?
They find me. I so wish I had like good high tier interlocutors who want to actually talk about the Bible and who aren't dumb as fuck. But for some reason, 9 out of 10 10 times, the person I'm talking to just are not intellectually capable of having a reasonable conversation.
Right. I mean, if there were a real Christian, they would have known their Bible more, but they want to come up here and say, "Oh, God's good," that without any like evidence of it, just in general. But even the Bible, just I don't get it from these Christians, because how you're a Christian and you don't know your damn book? That's your part of your religion, but
Yeah.
Hopefully, these
They-
Christians down here in this panel can have common sense.
They joined a book club without reading the book. That's essentially what happened.
They're just there for the
It's like-
wine.
Exactly.
But,
It's like summer reading.
But the main thing is that the deconstruction part is generally never for the guest. It's generally for the audience and people like you. So it's very nice to hear that you're gaining some benefit from this, at least at minimum from entertainment, maybe some knowledge along the way.
Right, of course. But that's all I gotta say, really. But it was really nice talking to you guys.
Well, to quote my friend Arwen, you make too much sense. Get off the panel. Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Laith said, and I don't even like the book, but I'm in the book club.
Yeah, I'm more been part of the book club than most of these Christians are. That's true. Listen, guys, there's 151 people here on TikTok. Surely we can get. Why aren't we at 10,000 likes yet? Someone's not doing their job out there. Everyone, make sure you tap that screen. And statistically speaking, some of you have got to be Christians, brave enough and smart enough to come up and have a conversation with me about the Bible. So, Christians, request on up. Let's have that conversation.
Meet me on the 42nd Street.
That's the meaning of
Are,
life.
are you,
42.
42. Yeah. Are you trying to say fight you?
We don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah, that's the first rule of Fight Club.
And at Bethos again with the €2. Pink Elephant by Arcade Fire is good. Yeah, don't think of a pink elephant, everyone. And don't think about the Bible guy in bed. The Bible is a choose your the Bible is a choose your own adventure book. That is true, and most Christians do in fact. Listen, here's another thing. I'm going to make a claim here, and I can back it up. There is nobody who believes in the entire Bible. Every single Christian cherry picks. They have to pick and choose because the Bible has contradictions, and therefore you cannot believe in contradictions. You cannot believe in 100% of the Bible. So everyone has to pick and choose in the Bible. Yes, that means you, Christian, watching right now. You also pick and choose. Most Christians don't own or even read the Bible. That's true. My name isn't Christian. Blue balls. I know your name is actually Nathan, I think, if I remember correctly. It's so sweet for you to talk on the internet, but I won't do it on a real street. Yeah, because I'm not annoying. I don't go on street corners and talk about atheism like some annoying fuckface Christian. Someone said I have a pink elephant tattoo. Nice. And now I'm picturing it on your thigh. Cyber says, I once met Ashlyn in a dark alley, got my ass kicked in a dance off, then we parted ways.
Don't tell everybody about this, Cyber.
Yeah,
We weren't supposed to talk about it.
Oh, Eli has guys, Eli here is like really insecure, so they have to they're threatening to fight me and to kick my ass because they're super insecure about their religion and the fact that I am so expertly stripping it apart piece by piece until there's nothing left. So Eli has to threaten me with violence, even though Jesus was anti-violence. At Lenny Newball with the $5. Dalton, do you ever use the prompt Jesus was buried in a mass grave or discuss the fact that that's more probable / realistic? I do often bring up, I don't have it as a prompt, but when we talk about the topic of Jesus is dead, often what's get brought to the forefront of the conversation by Christians is, well, then where is his body? How is the tomb? Why is the tomb empty? To which I often say, what tomb? I'm not convinced that Jesus of Nazareth was buried in a tomb, as most crucifixion victims would be thrown into mass graves. And it's weird that Paul never once makes an argument for the resurrection based on the empty tomb. Not once. He only says Jesus was buried. He doesn't say he was buried in a tomb. Buried in a mass grave is just as likely.
Perhaps more likely.
Yeah. Vetaman says, watch what you say. Jesus Christ is listening, and I don't care what you say about him. Well, no, he's not listening because he's dead. Dead people can't
Does he
hear
listen to
anything
me?
when
Does
I
he listen
masturbate.
to me?
I
Love that you knew where I was going
I
with
finished
that.
your sentence because I know exactly what you were about to say. And yes, the answer is yes.
I just want to know: does
What
Jesus
if you
think I'm a good singer? Would he make me famous?
if you
Jesus
don't
said,
think Jesus is dead, request up.
yeah. What's with why is it that I keep getting a bunch of low tiers calling in? Why don't we get any good Christians call in? Don't you all want to defend your faith? Don't you want to show the world that belief in Jesus is reasonable and that it's not just dumb people who believe in it? No one can explain what spiritual means. That is true. They are never able to explain what spirits are or what spiritual is. It's complete nonsense. Who would want to prove something to a guy that looks like you? Honestly, look in the mirror. I'm hot as fuck, Eli. I think you're insecure. Everyone put some fire emojis in the comment section if you think I'm hot as fuck and that Eli is a dumbass. Look at that. We got 1, 2, 3. Wow, look at all that. Man, Eli, look at that. You just got shown up, son. Eli, why don't you call on up so I can like intellectually beat you up? Or are you too dumb? I'm going to assume that if you don't call in, it's because you're too dumb. And all you got are thick muscles. And the one muscle you should be working out is atrophied. Let's see. If I didn't exist, why would you claim my existence as one American? What? If I didn't exist, why would you claim my existence as one American? I don't know what the fuck you mean by that sentence. Does anyone else understand what was just said? That must be a bot, because that was not a coherent sentence. This guy says, hey, so you're being disrespectful for no reason? No, I have lots of reasons. He's been spamming that? Oh, well, if he just keeps spamming. You claim to be an American, right? I am American. I have citizenship in the United States of America. Yeah. Well, as one American, I'm alive still. Okay. I'm also alive. Now what? Here, I'm just going to mute this person, and then if they want to say nonsense, they can come up and say it. Anyways, bro just needs to try some kitten. He might turn straight. I am straight. And I just happen to like sausage and kitten. So, Bethos with the €2 says, I'm a cis man, but think Bible guy looks dapper. Thank you, Bethos. Much appreciated. Eli, we all see right through you. We all see that. Here, I'm just going to, Eli, you're going to box up or shut up. Now, the only way you can run your mouth now is by running it up here.
Hey, Christians, don't you want to come up here and tell me as a woman that I'm wrong?
Brother, seek thy Lord before your time is too late. No, why don't you have your Lord seek me? I've done my part. I've done all the seeking. It's time for God to get his lazy ass out of his throne and come and seek me. God said on the 7th day he's going to rest, and he's been resting ever since.
Someone silence her. There's a woman teaching men. Exactly. Come silence me, Christians.
Check
Christians,
thyself.
if you agree with the prompts, don't request up. Let us know by not requesting up.
It's a reverse psychology, son.
Would you date a religious person, Dalton? No, I wouldn't. I'm very picky.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't because it sounds like hell. I want if I'm going to date someone, they need to share like similar worldviews to mine. I don't want to date someone, get married to them, and then suddenly they want to have my kid baptized.
I actually prefer to date an atheist, but like that, having a hard line there just cuts off so much of the like prospective population out there. It just really reduces choices. But I am happier with an atheist. That's for sure.
I'm very picky. I have a type. Generally, blonde. Likes to wear skirts. Huge Lord of the Rings nerd. Those are my types.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Dalton.
I wonder if you could do like search parameters on dating sites or something. Lord of the Rings. You certainly can by religion. You can filter by religion.
I can probably find something like that in my comment in my phone contact list. We have someone here. RT, are you at least 18 years old?
Yeah.
And what pronouns do you go by?
48. He, him. That'll work.
And are you a Christian?
No, man, no. But I was gonna say on what you guys were talking about. I am atheist, and my wife is a Satanist. So technically, I mean, it's not really a religion, but she does have she's an ordained satanic minister. So I call her a religious kook, and she laughs about it because it's really not. But I like to tease her. So yeah. You can date a religious person. It just depends on the sense of humor they have about their religion and how religious they are, right?
Yeah. Which Satanist? Because there's
TST or COS.
Yeah.
Take your next right. South Carolina 262
the Anton LaVey type Satanist, the Satanic Temple. Is it the
Anton LaVey is the Church of Satan.
Church of Satan, that's what it is. And she's like, she got her card and ordained ministers, all that stuff. And it's funny because she has married people and they don't know that she's a Satanist. And it cracks me up, and I always tell her, like, you're the worst person in the world, that you would ordain this wedding for these people, and they don't know that you're a Satanist.
RT, I do love talking to you, but you are driving right now. And I do have a strict no drive, no live policy. But hey, W to you for finding someone that you love. Yeah, what was I saying? Someone said God bless you or God bless you. Don't know what that means. Singularity is wrong. The hot dense state wasn't a singularity. That is true. Singularity is kind of outdated. That was almost on topic though. Yeah, it's good to have good broad spectrum of people you want to date. You know, Bat Queens. I was making a very obvious reference to somebody. It's the joke. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm willing to date most any atheist. I just have particular tastes at the moment.
Check your DM, Dalton.
My Discord DM.
Yeah.
Will do. Let me know the name.
Yeah, I'll let you know when they do.
She slid in the DMs. To be fair, actually, I slid into Ashlyn's DMs like 2 years ago.
We had I don't even remember what the conversation was. I know it was weird.
It was weird sex stuff right off the bat.
Really? I am so bad about that. And like, I have like the humor of like a 9th grade boy. Like, it's so bad.
It worked for me. Doug Debug says, "Oh, I get the reference now. Oh, I hope her daughter is doing well with her gifts. She is, and we'll be using those gifts to fill up her new bedroom within the next couple of weeks." Let's see. Man, where the fuck are all the Christians at?
I'm so happy about that. Like that she not the whole thing, obviously, that we were able to come together as a community
Yeah.
and like get like that gives me hope, you know.
Yeah. John Doe, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
And what pronouns do you go by?
Regular, bro. I'm a regular guy.
All pronouns are regular, so what regular pronoun do you go by?
He, bro. He and he, him.
And are you a Christian?
No.
Oh, are you a theist of some kind?
I believe in God.
All right. Why should I believe in your God?
So you're homosexual?
No,
Why you got this flag on here?
because I'm an ally to the LGBT community. But are we going to
Is
talk
it really
about why
lost
I
on
should
you?
believe in your God?
So you're saying you support them?
Yes. Why should I believe in your God, though?
So who created you?
My parents.
Who created them?
Their parents.
Let's keep going.
Here, let me
Let's
just
keep
help you out
going.
here. Goes all the way back to
Yeah, go.
abiogenesis, and then the earth gets created through natural processes, and the universe has always existed. Now, why should I believe in your God?
The universe has always existed, you said?
As far as I can tell, no one's ever given me a good argument for it having a beginning.
So you don't know for sure.
Yeah, but like if I don't have evidence that there's a beginning, then I can't believe that the universe had a beginning.
So there's a possibility there's God, though, correct? Because you don't know for sure.
I don't know if it's possible or not.
Because you're in a state of confusion. Would you agree?
I'm not confused. I don't have enough information to come
Yeah,
to a
you don't
conclusion.
know. You don't know
Yeah,
what's
so
happening.
educate me. Give me a reason to think the universe had a beginning.
Dude, if I told you the phone that you're using right now to hop on this live had no beginning, would you believe me?
I'm not using a phone. My phone's right here.
Whatever, dude. Whatever you're using. If I told you that thing had no beginning, that laptop or whatever you got.
Jesus.
I would say that the materials that make up my computer, like the subatomic particles, like the very base elements and whatnot, they don't have a beginning. But like structures come together, like the Earth, the things that the Earth is made out of, those subatomic particles don't have a. They've always existed, but like them coming together to form atoms, and those atoms coming together to form planets. That particular thing has a beginning in the sense of it was formed, but like the materials that make up the universe, as far as I can tell, have always existed.
So were you formed in your mother's womb?
Was they formed? Yeah, existing materials
Okay.
came together
Somebody
to make the
formed
Bible
you.
guy. My parents, yes. My dad
No,
fucked my mom.
Your parents. Hold on.
Okay. If
We
you're talking
covered
about,
this already.
yeah, there was a. I don't know how much you know about gestation and whatnot, but it's a natural process that happens in
your
a
parents did
woman's
not
womb.
form you in the womb.
Sure, yeah, natural processes did.
So who formed you then?
Their bodies did.
Okay, but who did that though deliberately?
My mom and dad.
Oh my god, you definitely not understand what I'm saying.
No, I
Your
think
mom and dad
the problem is
did
that
not intentionally form
Oh,
you.
then no one intentionally formed me. No one did.
But you just said for your laptop, somebody had to bring these particles together and had to form you. Someone had to do it.
My PC was made intentionally by someone. I wasn't. I'm a biological organism, and as such, I come about through a natural process called sex.
John, you understand if one thing is intentionally made, it doesn't follow that everything is intentionally made, right?
Hold on. One time I was going to my room. So you believe
John.
I'm listening. Yo,
That was a question. So do you understand that if one thing is intentionally made, that doesn't mean everything is intentionally made, right?
I don't really understand what you mean by that.
Okay, so like you keep. Sorry, Colin. I don't want to.
Just because my PC is intentionally made, that doesn't mean that I have to be intentionally made.
Okay, which is more intricate, your PC or the human eye?
Do you acknowledge that or not? Because people are making points and you just keep they beat up and roll off you and you pretend they didn't happen and you just jump to the next question without acknowledging a rebuttal or a point that was made to you. So if one thing is intentionally made, because you were like, who made the universe? And then you said, no,
I don't agree with that.
Then you said, so okay, so if you think if one thing is intentionally made, it logically follows that everything is intentionally made?
Yes.
Wait till he finds out that a lot of stuff was an accident and unintentional discoveries.
Give me an example.
The chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah,
that's intentionally made. What are you talking about?
It wasn't invented intentionally. The tea was an accident. A tea leaf fell into some boiling water, and then the person was like, "Oh shit, look at that!" It was an
Yeah,
accident.
okay. Penicillin was an accident. Like, there's so much stuff that was like just discovered. Depression medications, SSRIs, were actually originally designed and tested to treat tuberculosis. But we found a moon.
Dude, I'm not talking about accidents. I'm talking about things formerly made, like the human eye, like the camera of your iPhone 17.
That's evolution. That wasn't a who that was responsible for the human eye. That's a what. Being natural selection is responsible for the human eye evolving over billions of years.
So you believe in evolution then?
Yes, I accept the evidence for evolution that we have.
You believe you came from a monkey?
I came from a monkey, or that like human, like the species Homo sapien, our ancestors were old world monkeys.
Homo sapiens.
Homo sapiens, our ancestors were old world monkeys.
Interesting. Okay, so you believe we came from apes.
We are apes.
We are apes.
I'm an ape right now. I'm an ape. You're an ape. Everyone here is an ape. Homo sapiens, like Homo, it's not racist. Homo sapiens are a species of ape.
Okay, so why aren't the apes right now transforming into humans?
Why would they?
Jesus Christ.
Jesus, yeah. God.
Just a question, bro.
Can we get like a smart theist up here?
That would be great.
Hold on. Let me scientific snitch. I'll send out.
Why would other apes become humans? Why would they? They're perfectly adapted to their environments.
John, can you describe biological evolution and how it works?
No, I can't.
Okay, then you don't believe in something that you don't even know about or understand.
What do you guys know about Islam?
It's bullshit. Muhammad fucked a kid. He's a pedophile, and the Quran makes stupid mistakes, like it says that sperm comes from between the backbone and the ribs, and it also mistakes Mary, the mother of Jesus, for Miriam, for the sister of Aaron in the Old Testament.
How come when I asked you about that, you just started resorting to insults in the beginning?
I'll insult Muhammad.
I always insult pedophiles without
What is a pedophile?
Someone who fucks a minor, like Muhammad, who fucked a 9-year-old.
Okay, hold on. So would you then agree that 100 years ago, when what's a minor?
A minor is someone who's younger than 18 years old at the very minimum.
So would you say 100 years ago, when that age wasn't 18, was everyone
they were still pedophile? Yep.
Nine was still a child. Come on. Are 100 years ago, would you have thought it was okay to have intercourse with a 9-year-old? You're going to answer that.
No, you're going to relax. You're not going to dictate how I talk.
You're going to actually answer Sean's question.
Can I answer it the way I want to, though?
Like, if it's an actual answer.
You're on the side defending. You're on the side defending having smacks with a child.
No.
I think you're.
Yeah.
No. Listen.
So circle back to my question. 100 years ago, would you have thought it? Would you think if you go back in time 100 years, is it okay to have intercourse with a 9-year-old? Yes or no?
I don't believe the age is a concept.
Yes,
I don't believe age.
So is that a yes
or no?
Not a yes or no.
It is a yes or no. It is only a yes or no. What's up?
I'm at work, so I can't really stay up very long. What is the conversation here?
John doesn't. Yeah, we moved on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we were.
I mean, we could visit back, John, of the evolution topic if you would like, because scientific snitch here is an expert on the topic.
I can just give a quick synopsis if you want of what you might not understand. So just give me an idea of what he doesn't understand, and I can explain it.
I'll just give it.
Define pedophilia.
He said, and I quote: if we're apes, then why are other apes not becoming human?"
Oh yeah, because evolution isn't the process of an animal turning into another animal permanently. It's the process of one animal within that species developing a mutation, which results in either partial or full non-viability. So basically, Neanderthals are only partially viable with Homo sapiens. This is evidence in and of itself that we were partially viable with other great apes at one point in time. And we also have evidence in our genome as well, in chromosomal fusion sites and breakpoints, which demonstrate where the mutations actually occurred to cause this non-viability. But basically, it's just one animal within a species, not the entire species turning into another entire species.
Did you understand
Does that make sense?
Did you understand that, Pedo Defender?
Pedo defender. Oh no, for sure. Thank you very much, ma'am, for the education. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. It has nothing to do with so it's a common misconception, so it's just something that a lot of apologists like to say, but it's just very wrong. So just make sure you
Okay.
understand that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have a question. This says a lot about you, man. You can't have an intellectual conversation without insulting. You know what I'm saying? Why do you find that necessary to be?
Oh, I always insult pedophiles like Muhammad, police be upon him.
So the question, John, if you
Yeah,
go back 100 years ago, if you go back 100 years ago,
I'm not gonna answer it
would
the way
you
you
think?
want
Would
me
you
to, sir.
think?
You
No,
will.
not. It's a
What do
yes
you-
or no. You're either going to answer it or not.
Yeah, I'll make
Would
it very,
you think it's okay to have intercourse with a 9-year-old?
and
Yes
I'll make
or no?
I'll make it very clear, John. We're all going to assume that you think it's okay to fuck a 9-year-old 100 years ago if you don't answer right now. And if you don't answer right now, I am going to just drop you because you're a piece of shit, and so is your
No.
prophet.
So no, I just said no.
Good boy.
Okay, so Muhammad was wrong for what he did, right?
Nope.
Oh, so
Oh,
it
Muhammad
was
look
wasn't
at
okay.
wrong for
you.
marrying a 6-year-old and consummating the marriage at 9 years old.
Relax. What is the definition of pedophilia?
Yeah, fucking a 9-year-old.
Dude,
Fucking
that's
So
not
child-
so
answering the
it's
fucking a
question.
child.
You just said it was
Give-
immoral to
Performing
have
sexual acts with a minor.
No, you asked me if I would do it. You didn't ask me if it was
No,
immoral.
I didn't. That's not what I asked. I
No,
didn't ask you
shut
if you
up.
would.
Shut up.
You're
Shut up.
You're lying.
Here, Sean,
You're
ask the
lying.
question again so that everyone knows
Okay.
what you're actually asking, so that he can't run
Okay.
away.
If you go back 100 years, better yet, go back to Muhammad's time. Okay, so let's change it to Muhammad's time, and you're back in that time zone right now. Is it okay to have intercourse with a 9-year-old ever? Yes or no?
She was a woman.
She was not. And
Prove
go
it.
fuck
Prove
yourself.
it. Prove it.
Consummation at 6 years old. No,
He
marriage
just
at
said a
6-year-old.
9-year-old was a
Consummation at
woman.
9-year-old.
He
Is
just
a
said
9-year-old a woman?
Here's what I think about that. Everyone, fuck the pedophile. Absolutely. Muhammad, police be upon him. We will never have respect for pedophilia. That's why I think that Islam is absolute dog shit, because it results in people defending fucking kids. And I ain't for it.
dude, in front of 160 people more, he said a 9-year-old was a woman.
Yeah. If it's true that there are in fact FBI agents listening in right now, I would love it if you would check out John's hard drive. That'd be fantastic. Grant, are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
What was that?
Yes, I am 18 years old.
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
I am.
All right, I'm Dalton the Bible Guy. The Bible is bullshit, Christianity is false, and Jesus is dead. Which one of these three topics would you like to talk to me about?
I mean, we can talk about any really if you want. I go with Christianity is false personally, but I mean,
All right.
I'm fine.
The reason I think Christianity is false is because the central claim of Christianity is that Jesus is the Messiah, and yet he didn't fulfill even one prophecy about the Messiah from the Old Testament.
That's kind of a wild claim. Like, what prophecies would you say that he didn't fulfill?
Bring in world peace, building the temple and establishing the Levitical practices, ushering in the lost sheep of the house of Israel back to the land of Israel, and building the monarchy of David up again. He didn't do any of those things.
Well, yeah,
Easier question would be what prophecies did
he
Jesus fulfill? Because I could say I have no evidence of him performing any prophecies, and I could just be wrong, and I don't have all the prophecies. But if you say that he did fulfill prophecies, you'd have to just show me the prophecy he fulfilled, right?
I mean, sure, yeah, we can get to that. I mean, but I would make the argument that he did fulfill all those that you just said, maybe not in the way that you're talking. A physical building of a temple or the sacrifice.
Ezekiel tells us specifically that it's a physical temple. It gives us the exact dimensions, describes like the building itself, the courtyard, describes the fact that there would be sacrifices made in it, in excruciating detail. We don't offer chapters on the details, but like Matthew just said, it'd just be easier if you name us even one he actually did fulfill.
Yeah. I mean, I would go with Isaiah 53, probably.
You know what's funny about that?
What's up?
I have Isaiah 53 already pulled up because every single person I talk to, this is the first one they bring up. Before we talk about Isaiah 53, I have to give you a test. I give this test to everyone that comes up to talk about Isaiah 53. I'm going to give you 2 sentences, and you have to tell me the differences between these 2 sentences. Sentence number 1, I went to the store, versus sentence number 2, I shall go to the store.
One is saying that you did it. One is saying you're going to do it.
Yeah, one's past tense, one's future tense, right?
Yeah.
All right. Can you read verse 5 for me from Isaiah 53? It's right here on the screen.
But he was wounded for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the punishment that made us whole. And by his bruises we are healed. All like sheep we have gone astray. We have all turned our own. Sorry, I can't see the rest of it there. How far did you want me to?
Only verse 5. What kind of tenses are used to describe the suffering of the servant? Which would lead me to think what about the suffering of the servant?
Read it in the context of I'm reading it right there and then it was in the past tense.
Yes. So did Jesus suffer before Isaiah 53 was written or after?
In the physical, afterwards.
All right. That's our first indication that this is not about Jesus. Secondly, the person's called the servant of the Lord, right? The suffering servant. Is this the first time in the book of Isaiah that the servant is mentioned?
No, I don't believe so.
Are you aware that multiple times in the book of Isaiah, we are told explicitly at least 6 times who the servant is?
Yeah, Israel.
Yeah, so all this point going up to this is Israel, the suffering is in the past, and then the last bit here, are you aware that the servant is referred to in the plural in the Hebrew at one point?
No, I wasn't, actually. It's interesting to know, though.
Yeah, in verse 8, it says about the suffering servant, Mi pesha ami nega lamo, which means because of the transgressions of my people, they were afflicted, or the affliction was to them. So, said to be Israel, referred to in the plural, the suffering is in the past. Why should I think this is about Jesus?
Yeah, okay, so if we go point by point there, one, I don't know Hebrew. I know like a few words, but I don't actually know like how to speak it or anything. But like you look at the name for God that was used often was Elohim. That was a plural word that was used.
It's a concretized abstract plural, meaning it's not. It's like it's linguistically it looks plural, but it functions as a singular, so it doesn't have any plural meaning to it.
Okay, yeah. Can I ask like, what the difference is? Because, dude, hey, if you know more about Hebrew than me, which clearly you do, I'm interested to learn like what differentiates the two.
I'll use another Hebrew word to help illustrate this. So let's take for example the Hebrew word for beast, being behema. Behema is the singular. The plural of behema is behemoth. So behemoth is the plural. Then what happens in Hebrew is that you can abstract plural words so that they represent not just the concrete plural of the object, but represent the concept that the object is associated with. So behemoth goes from meaning beast to meaning beastliness. It's abstracted. Yeah. And then what happens when you have a singular beast that so perfectly encapsulates what it means to be a beast, you can refer to that singular beast as a behemoth. Even though it's plural, it's concretized abstract plural. It means that this object represents the epitome of this concept. So that's why in the book of Job, we have a mythical beast that's called behemoth, or behemoth in English, we call it, even though behemoth is plural. In the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 23, Daniel is called chasidot, which means desirable. But it's a plural word, but Daniel's only one person because it's a concretized abstract plural. And the same functions with God. The singular word for God is Eloah. The plural is Elohim. But then Elohim can be abstracted to refer to divinity or deity as a concept. And if there's a deity that perfectly encapsulates what it means to be God, then you can refer to the singular individual as Elohim. The best way to know if the individual in question is a singular Elohim or the plural Elohim is look at the adjectives and the verbs surrounding it. If they're in the plural, then we're referring to many gods. If it's in the singular, we're referring to one singular entity.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. Honestly, man, I don't know how to answer that. I'm not a Hebrew scholar. I don't know, but my faith isn't placed in the idea of understanding every single word. I'd love to one day. Like, it's something that's on my bucket list. I'd like to learn Hebrew, but yeah, it's cool. So I mean, I just don't know how to answer that. But for the other two, what was it again? You said it was in the past tense, and what was the third one?
And the fact that it explicitly 6 times tells us that the servant is Israel.
Yeah. Right. So, I mean, with the past tense, I would go with the sense of we also read later in the New Testament that the Lamb was slain before the foundations of the world. Say that before anything, that God in his eternal nature was God the Son was obviously put as a propitiation for our sins. Because it's in his nature to be Savior is who he is. God is unchanging. He's eternal.
Which means that there was already a plan, but the servant didn't suffer until 33 CE.
I mean, that's cool, but it says that he was slain before the foundations of the world. So you can use that wording without meaning it in a literal temporal sense.
Yeah, that's what the New Testament says, but we don't necessarily care what the New Testament says. If we're going to be talking about the plain meaning of the text of Hebrew, when we talk about past tense, we're referring to events that take place in the past. Also, there are things about the servant that, again, just don't match Israel, don't match Jesus, being one, that is referred to in the plural. 2, that the servant is said to have offspring. Jesus didn't have offspring. And Zillah in Hebrew only ever refers to physical offspring.
But we're on the past tense thing right now. I'll hop on the Israel thing afterwards. I mean, to say, yeah, as a Christian, I interpret the Old Testament through the lens of the New Testament, right? And I understand you wouldn't read that, if you're not coming from a Christian perspective.
Yeah, you should not do. You should not do that. You should not start with that perspective. You should start with what does the text plainly say.
Yeah, but I'm biased. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a bias, but the problem is when you don't admit you have a bias. So I am convinced of the fact that Jesus died and rose from the dead. Thus, I believe what he says very carefully. And so if he makes a claim to be the Messiah, I'm then going to read the Old Testament through the lens.
Then maybe that's what we need to talk about, the fact that we have no good evidence for the resurrection.
Sure. What makes you say that? Like, obviously the common evidences would be...
We have 0 eyewitness testimony to the resurrection. All we have are people who existed decades after the fact, unknown authors writing contradictory stories about the resurrection, and we have Paul, who makes claims that Jesus appeared to people in visions.
Yeah.
I do also want to address something kind of lightly. Why are we using this to work back and prove the statement? Like, anyone who's going to try and find truth isn't going to start with this claim is true and then find things around it to support the claim. You generally try to disprove your own claim first. Like, that's how we come to truth. That's like, I'm not understanding why that's your methodology.
Well, I think we do that in everything in life. You know what I mean? We assume, there's constants.
No, we don't.
There's constants. It is.
No, we don't do that in science. In fact, we try to disprove our own ideas in science. When we have a hypothesis, our aim is not to accept the alternative. It's to reject the null. Like, this is not how we go about looking at the world.
Yeah, outside of the things that are like seen as absolute constant, do you attempt to, I don't know, just something, whatever, hyperbolic, prove that 1 + 1 is 2 every time you would use something like that in an equation? No, you don't, because it's counted as an objective fact that doesn't change. So if
we've already established one.
Those are self-evident axioms. That's the piano axiom. That's a poor example. I'm talking about methodology that we do And instead of looking for how does this hypothesis support my claim, we look for evidence in how it doesn't support the claim, because that's a much easier way to disprove something, and that's exactly what Isaiah is doing, is disproving that claim, right?
Yeah.
So we don't just go around collecting data on how we're right. We also collect data on how we're wrong, and if we're shown to be wrong several times, then we know that this hypothesis is not supported.
Snitch?
Yeah, we usually try to disprove the no, not affirm it.
Oh, I apologize. Did I say that backwards?
No, I'm discussing that with like Guy. Usually you try to find evidence against the no. That's why it's called the alternative, not the no. You try to find the significance. So significance would indicate the no would be disproved. Well, not disproven, but there's evidence against the no. You try to find evidence against the no, not evidence for it, generally speaking.
That's cool. I didn't know that. Okay, that's my fault. I misspoke on the scientific method. That I'm not a scientist. Yeah, my
It's
fault.
good of you to admit that, though.
Yeah, we can tell.
When I have
of course.
all of these counterpoints, like past tense references to the suffering, future tense references to the exaltation, the fact that it is explicitly called Israel, that we haven't even touched on, the fact that Isaiah tells me explicitly that it's Israel, the fact that this person is referred to in the plural at one point, Jesus is not a plural, he is a singular, and the fact that this person is offspring, Jesus had no offspring, all of these indicators would show us that it cannot possibly be about Jesus of Nazareth, and rather that the authors of the New Testament are renegotiating and recontextualizing what Isaiah said in order to fit it in with their theology.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that I would make the argument that the Messiah is representative of Israel to make the claim in the context of messianic prophecy.
Is the Messiah one person or more than one person? I
I believe that the Messiah is one person.
So you can't refer to the Messiah as a them.
Well, if we're going from the, okay.
In Isaiah 53, he's also, the servant's also called Lamo, them.
Because it's using the word of Israel.
Yep, Israel, the people, not a singular individual.
People are interchangeable in the context of Isaiah.
It seems,
in the context
it seems like a post hoc rationalization. Seems like we're trying really hard to squeeze Jesus into Isaiah 53 when the plain meaning of the text would tell me that it has nothing to do with the Messiah.
Well, I would go to, and the reason I have the strong conviction about Isaiah 53 as well is, in the book of Acts, when an Ethiopian eunuch is reading out the scroll of Isaiah, reading out Isaiah 53, and then Philip the evangelist confirms that this is about Jesus. So that's my New Testament reason for
Philip the
believing
evangelist would be giving his opinion, but could Philip be wrong?
I mean, sure he could, but I don't think that was the belief of the early Christian church, that he was wrong.
Well, it doesn't matter what the church believes. They would, of course, affirm what their holy text says.
Yeah.
So this it seems like your dogma is blinding you to the data is the problem here.
That's cool. I just want to be honest about things. If I don't know, but I also can't just take, I believe that you're not going to be just straight up lying to me, but I also can't just take what you say as absolute. So I'd love to study it for myself.
Was Jesus ever redeemed by God?
In what sense?
In any sense.
I mean, I would say no, but I feel like you're going to bring up something as like a gotcha after I say that.
Because it says in the book of Isaiah that the servant is redeemed by the Lord.
What's that word for redeemed in the Hebrew? What is that? Are there different words and that can mean?
Goel.
Is that ever translated as anything else, or redeemed every time?
Just means redeemed, to be bought back.
Bought back? I'm not sure. I don't, but yeah, that's cool though. I mean, like I said, I'm not a textual critic. I haven't studied that.
As you can see, I don't think Isaiah 53 is a really good example of a messianic prophecy. Do you have anything better than Isaiah 53?
and citations off the top of my head, no. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to talk about prophecies. I more specialize in like doctrine of God, systematic theology, stuff like that. Less so. My Christology is a bit less refined, or not Christology. What am I saying? Like the messianic theology is a bit less refined, honestly.
Why don't you think that they teach you these things, like in church? Because I think that's like a really important subject to touch on. I think much of the things that they teach you in church are just to affirm the belief rather than take away. Do you see that?
I could see that in some sense. You know, you're trying to, I guess, edify the body and bring, speaking of my Christian, edify the church, right? The people. And, so yeah, you're going to say things that are obviously going to build them up in certain cases. Be like, oh yeah, look at why our faith is true. But now I don't think we should do that every time. But I do think that often does happen in church, yes. But I don't know if it's always correct.
I mean, W honesty. I mean, I think we've given you a lot to think about.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't really think it's shaken my faith at all. Honestly, I think it's been like, oh, maybe I would even be open to some extent that Isaiah 53 could have some different meaning. I would not say, because, like I said, I believe in the book of Acts as inspired scripture. I'd still make the argument that a meaning of it, as in some like prophecies in the Old Testament, could have like a
multiple meanings.
Multiple meanings, right? So that's
here's the problem. As soon as you start employing the idea that prophecy can have dual fulfillment, then we can make anyone fulfill prophecy. In fact, in the 1990s, Menachem Mendel Schneerson, who was thought by many to be the Messiah, suffered and died of sickness, and people thought that this was a fulfillment of Isaiah 53. So as long as we're doing dual fulfillment, then anyone can be the Messiah. It's not a very good criteria.
My ex was the Messiah? What?
He suffered from disease.
Stop. Yep. Yeah. Nothing stopping you from having tri-fulfillment or quad fulfillment either.
Oh, I guess have
Messiah is out the tuchus.
Grant, could I ask you a question? Just sort of like, you seem like an honest guy. I want to give you that. So I really appreciate that. So see if you could do some honest assessment here. When you study these things and look into them, and I am not the Bible guy, like that's Dalton all day long. But like, if I were to try to learn about these things myself, I would be trying to follow the evidence wherever it leads. There's no like desired outcome for me. With you, there's an emotional attachment. You can't help it. It's like your religious faith. It's meaningful to you to have a certain outcome. When you study this, like after we leave, you're like, I'm going to look into this. Are you going to, is your approach going to be try to find the evidence that will fit your conclusion? Or are you okay if it comes out with an uncomfortable outcome that, hey, this really isn't a fulfilled prophecy, and just accept it? In other words, are you going to follow the evidence wherever it leads you? Or are you going to attempt to lead the evidence to your desired conclusion?
The way I typically look at things is I like to look from both perspectives and take the strongest arguments of both and put them against each other. So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to look up people who are really strong on like your guys' side saying this has nothing to do with it. I'm going to hear their strongest arguments, and then I'm going to see what the top Christian scholars have to say about that. And then their arguments, I'm going to look back and forth and just see which keeps going. You know what I mean? Because eventually it's got to come to an end. But that's probably what I'll do.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like, I think that, yeah, there's people smarter than me, right? Especially Old Testament, like when you're talking like Old Testament, I'm just less educated in, not in like the narrative or anything, but in the context of like the language and in the. Like,
when you say religious scholars, so there's a difference between an actual like biblical scholar, many of whom are religious and even Christian, and like a professional apologist with a degree, like someone like William Lane Craig. Although I don't know if Dalton, do you know if William Lane Craig actually has like a degree in like biblical scholarship? He may or may not. But the point is, their
degree is in like philosophy, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So just know, Grant, that there's a difference between like an actual biblical scholar who happens to be Christian, and an educated Christian apologist who is not a biblical scholar. And I would consider like a biblical scholar to be much more reliable. Someone like Dan McClellan, who is Mormon. You might not like that, but he's not an atheist.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm not sure who I'm gonna look at yet. I haven't looked it up yet, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, really, whoever, if anybody's, if people are respectful and they're just being honest and going where the text leads them, I'm willing to hear them out, hear what they have to say. You know. So, what was I saying?
And McClellan's pretty good. And if you want to like look between somebody who's like a Christian like scholar versus like an atheistic scholar or a secular scholar, you could look at Dr. Joshua Bowen too. He's really good.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll take a look at that. Something I was thinking, you asked if I had another props that kind of popped in my head when we were just talking about this. Is it one is Psalm 22, obviously with Jesus, my God, why have you forsaken me? And then the other was is it Psalm 2? I could be wrong on that. You honestly probably know better than me.
Both are explicitly said to be about King David. In the opening superscription, it says that it is a Mizmor la David, a psalm for, to, or about David. And then even then, Psalm 22 is like mistranslated, so that it says they pierced my hands and my feet, when in the original Hebrew it just says they are like a lion at my hands and my feet.
Really? I gotta look at that too, because I don't know. I would probably, from my not having studied that specific passage, go to, is that like an old Hebrew idiom that people would have understood what that meant at the time? I'm not sure.
Yeah, the idiom just means my enemies are surrounding me from all corners.
Okay. Yeah, which I think could also be true about Jesus. But and you say it's David. Well, I believe that Jesus was in the line of David, and so, and speaking of David, speaking of his heir, is to say that Jesus.
Even though the genealogy in Matthew 1 kind of makes it to where he cannot be the heir of David.
Why?
Because in Matthew chapter 1, he's a descendant of David through Jeconiah. And according to the book of the prophet Jeremiah, no descendant of Jeconiah can be king over Israel.
Yeah, and in Luke's, he is not a descendant of Jeconiah.
He has a descendant of Nathan, and
which would have been.
And you don't get the kingship through Nathan; you only get it through Solomon.
Yeah, but the one is the biological line, and the one I would argue would be the royal line. The royal line being through.
If you're not a descendant of David through Solomon, you can't be king of Israel. And if you're a descendant of David through Solomon through Jeconiah, you can't be king of Israel. Both genealogies nullify Jesus' position as king of Israel.
Yeah, but the kingship back then, an adoptive son would have been counted as a genuine heir, not as like it would be like the monarchies now where they're like, it needs to be biological.
No, a Jewish adoption does not allow to be heir to the tribal affiliation. If you get adopted by a Levite, you can't become a high priest. You get adopted by a descendant of David, you cannot inherit the throne of David. Judaism does not allow for that.
Well, Judaism also, what are we talking about? Judaism, high priest, you're talking about the law, the kingship and the way that's inherited would have been more the culture of the time. And I do believe that the culture of the time would have been that an adoptive son would be able to be an heir.
What's the evidence for this? The Talmud doesn't say that.
I don't know, man. I'll have to do more research on it now that I have more of a point. Honestly, I was like, during this call, I'm like, honestly, he's probably going to lead the conversation where I do not know what to say. And that's okay, though. Because I'm like,
just a little bit on top of, sorry about that, Ashton. Go ahead.
Yeah, just another like scholarship. If you want a Christian New Testament scholar, that I actually enjoy their works because they have honesty to it, is Dale Allison. I personally like how they write. They implore skepticism because what we're not trying to do is convince you to leave your faith. It's just critically think about your faith. So That would be my personal recommendation, by the way.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. That's no, I don't think that you guys are trying to convince me to leave the faith or anything. You're bringing up the textual criticism of the Old Testament prophecies I'm bringing up, right? So I don't think that any of those are detrimental to where my faith is put in the resurrection of Christ. And I know you'd say, well, there's not evidence for that, but that I think I'd probably feel a bit more comfortable talking about that. But I mean, I'm cool talking
Sure.
about it.
Maybe next time. We have
I
another guest
just
who's
wanted to
been waiting.
also
Totally cool, man. That's all good.
go for it.
Yeah, we have another guest waiting to come up, but thank you for calling up. And next time we can talk about why we have no good reason to believe Jesus resurrected from the dead.
Sure, man, I'm looking forward to it.
Before we bring up the next guest, I got a few super chats to read from at Bethos 1247 with the €2 again. Why should a cis man not support the LGBTQ? Same love. I agree. They people think that if you have the pride flag up, that means you're automatically that you're a member. No, you can be a cis het man and have a pride flag up because you're not a horrible human being. You know? And at Bethos again with the €5. Kalam or Watchmaker, when exactly did the phone begin to exist? And is it just a cause or multiple? If creator needs no cause, universe doesn't need it either. Yep, I agree. If we can have an eternal universe without a cause, we can have. I mean, if we can have eternal God without a cause, we can have eternal universe without a cause. At Chris RPG with the $2. Drooling Moron Day? 90%. Not all of them, but a lot of our guests today have been very dense. That is true. It did not start off well today, as far as guests are concerned. And at Bethos again with the €5. Insufferable. Aisha Age Issue Defender. It's sick. It will always be sick whenever we get these P3DO, these pedophile defenders defending the pedophilia of Muhammad. Police be upon him. All right. Make it great. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes, I'm 32.
All right.
Your
mic
audio's yeah. Oh, it's your signal.
Got one bar.
I'll
Yeah.
request up in half. Let me fix that, and I'll request up in half an hour, and then I'll wait. Thank you.
Have it out.
Yeah.
At Simeon Urchin with the $1.99. Low Bar Bill has degrees in philosophy and theology. Low Bar Bill, is that the name we have for Bill Craig now?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Bill Craig. Yeah, Low Bar Bill. It's funny. Yeah, I don't see Bill often talk about the Bible. They mostly have philosophical arguments for God, and he also, as I understand it, believes in a theory of time, which is a huge L, because a theory of time results in infinite regress being a huge problem. Howdy, Sticks. Good to see you in the comment section. I think we're gonna do a restart on TikTok. And then I'll see you all again in just a hot minute.
Alrighty.
Let's see. Hello, beautiful people on YouTube. Before I give a restart to TikTok, I just want to talk to you for a moment. Thank you all for your super chats. Don't forget that shows like this are not possible without your help. And I appreciate every single super chat more than you can possibly imagine. Thank you. All right, let's see. Also, what do y'all think of the suit? My favorite outfit, now that I think about it. Oh, gee whiz. That was almost a blunder. Let's see.
Yellow.
Look, someone said, look into deep into my soul, Duncan. All right. If I do this, am I looking right at the Am I looking right at the camera? Yeah, there we go. I'm looking right into your soul. Just have a moment together, me and you. Good. All right. Someone said,
Sorry, I had to step away for a second because that made me a little too hot and bothered. You know.
Michael says, is this the Bible guy? This is the Bible guy. Lisa Marie says, and we're back. We are so fucking back.
Thank you, Poopman Jones.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone, make sure you tap that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. Let's get the word out there so we can have interesting conversations. I'm looking for the Bible guy. Well, you found him.
Look no further.
Let's see. I know what I got to do. I have a big empty black space. Y'all can't see it on TikTok or on YouTube. Y'all see this big empty black space right here. I got to fill something there. So I think I'm going to put my my Cash App there. Let me see.
Oh, Dalton, you came and you brought me a turkey. Is this Thanksgiving?
I brought you a turkey. Gobble gobble. All right. We're gonna see about make it great up here again. Make it great. Welcome back.
Can you hear me a little better now?
Yes, we can, absolutely. You are at least 18 years old?
Yes, I'm 42.
And what pronouns do you go by?
Oh, yeah, of course. He, him, he.
And as I understand it, I've been told that you are currently doing deconstruction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what brings you up today?
No, it's just I just wanted to talk a little bit about how you got there, the Bible.
Do you mind if I just so I met Make It Great on another live that was more political. They are deconstructing MAGA belief systems right now and are just kind of in a process in learning. So please, one, just take it easy on some people. They like genuinely sometimes don't know or don't understand. And this individual is really trying to make an effort. So I just want to preface with that. So
thank you, I appreciate that.
Absolutely. So what brings you up today, bud?
Okay, so I would just like all the Christians out there to kind of pay attention, because I'm going to talk about something that might get them upset, but it is what it is. So if we was to go way back, whenever the first of the Bible started being written, okay, so if you notice, and I'm sure you're with me on this, the New Testament and the Old Testament, they don't come together. There's contradictions on both. Do you understand what I mean?
Absolutely.
So you using the Bible to debate, you'll always win. You will always win. Because even if we pick and choose what we want to express to you, you'll just say, no, you can't just pick and choose. You know what I mean? It doesn't work that way. So you'll always win. So the thing about it is, this Bible was written by men, okay? Yeah, most Christians will say that it was inspired by the Holy Spirit on the men that were writing it, and it's a bunch of bullshit. This Bible has been written over time and time, different languages. So there is no way possible that somebody that believes in God can actually use this Bible that man made, that man written, and tell me that they didn't put their own little things in it
Do
so their
you
churches can get bigger and bigger. They can make money.
do you think
You
that
know,
God is real? The God of the Bible is real?
that I do believe. But in order for you to understand him, you have to go deep within yourself to find him. You
But
can't find him out here in
what
this world. You can't find him in a Bible.
make it great. We tried really hard to do that, and we like all the evidence seems to count towards this not being true. I
Well,
know
see,
that you're
that's
told that
exactly what I'm saying. You're looking for evidence
yeah,
in
but
something that man made.
no, I'm looking for evidence in any way possible. It doesn't just fully rely upon the Bible. It absolutely relies upon. I've never had an experience, and in fact, the experiences that I do see seem to confirm not just Christianity, not just Judaism, not just Islam, because there are a number of different religions of people making the exact same claims. And it just seems to be that by geographic location, I can virtually accurately predict what religion you are. Like in these
And what is that?
yeah. So if you're
What religion do you think I am?
Not you
Just
specifically,
just
just
a wild guess.
like in generally, like
Just a wild guess.
if we have someone who's born in like India, they're more than likely going to be Hindu. If we have someone born in the Middle East, they're more than likely going to be Muslim. And like it seems like what determines what religion and what God one believes in is generally determined, but not always, by where in the world they are born.
And how about here in Arizona?
Most likely,
you're probably
you're
Christian. Or
Christian. Yeah.
Native American belief systems, those
Yeah.
exist as well. Yeah. So there's a lot of, and then you have,
I don't label myself as a man-made religion. If you was to ask me what my religion is, I'd say I don't believe in religions. Religions are man-made, and because they're man-made, it had something to do with them having more people in their church, making more money, asking for more money. I mean, it's all men are and will always be corrupt when it comes to money.
yeah, but
And they will trick everybody.
the
I
question
would
here
say
is,
I'm a believer.
but what are we justified in that belief is the question. Is like how do you come to the justification and the belief that God is real? Because I know we were talking about this with political views.
Right.
You still need evidence for the God belief, at least in my opinion, because I don't think that beliefs without evidence are ever justified. And if it does some positive thing and you're a good person, I really don't see the harm. I don't. I mean, I'm not an anti-theist to that much perspective. That like, if you support LGBTQI plus communities, if you look at things in a way in which you're on the reduction of harm, I'm not necessarily opposed entirely. But I do think that it is the good thing to do to believe in true things overall.
Okay. Can I explain a little bit? Okay, so I understand what you're saying, and I truly understand. Um, Let me just say a little something about myself. Okay, I was born and raised in South Phoenix, one of the hardest places to be raised at. There was always crime, murders, drive-by shootings. I've seen like 10 of my friends die, I mean, in front of me. And I was really an angry kid growing up. I was 12 years old carrying a gun. You know, that's what kind of life I had. And I just hated black people. You know, I was really racist. So because of that childhood that I grew up in, as I started getting older, it just made me madder. And I don't know why. It just got me to the point where it didn't I didn't try to suppress it. So what I'm saying is that when I did find God, it's a personal relationship between a person and God. A person just can't just go around preaching and saying, um, God would, Jesus came down and died for your sins, and he dropped blood on the floor for your sins, and now you're forgiven. You
Yeah,
know, that's not what it is.
what see, I do think that you uh, and have been listening, and I assume you're deconstructing your racism as well. I would hope so. Can you just affirm that you're deconstructing your racism as well, really quick?
Oh, oh no, that the racism is gone. It's been gone since I was 25 years old. Whenever I
Okay, but
when I
it
believed in God. See, the thing is that when you say give me proof, I can't give you proof because whenever I accepted God in my life, He sent the Holy Spirit to live inside of me. The Holy Spirit is the one that cleansed me from the hatred.
Well,
And I can't just sit here and explain that to you
how do
guys
you know it wasn't
because
just
it's something different.
how do you know it wasn't just you who
Go ahead.
did that? I think that I think the problem is that it really is yourself, and you're giving
When
all the glory to a being that we don't really have any reason to think exists. I think you should give yourself more credit.
for 25 years, I did not want to let that go. And
I'm
then and
I
then all of a
was
sudden
I
it just
I, I was
I
very
felt something.
I was very homophobic and transphobic growing up. And then I found a
Hmm.
way of moving past that, but it had nothing to do with God. And I think that as human beings, we have the ability to change and to reform ourselves as we grow older too. And the question is, why should we think that a God has anything to do with this?
Because men cannot just cleanse themselves.
I did.
So you're telling me you have no sin whatsoever in you. You
Well,
have no
sin
dirty
is
thought.
a sin is a theological concept. Sin means breaking God's law. If God doesn't exist, then I can't sin. Now,
It's
do I make mistakes? Do I do wrongdoings? Occasionally, yes. But
of course
but I'm the
we
one
all
who
do.
recognizes when I do wrong, and I'm the one who corrects my behavior. And it has
Right,
nothing to do
right.
with a God.
and and
it
I don't believe that if if let's just say for instance I see a black guy, with a
but
Mexican girl, okay? Back in the day I used to get so mad at that. And now I see that and I accept it. And the reason why I accept it is not because of what I read in the Bible. It's
I,
not because I was immoral.
I
I
think it's
had no
because
morals.
I think because you grew as a person, and this had nothing to
yeah.
do with God.
So I have the exact opposite experience as well, the one with Dalton, where I was raised in a religious household, and but I always was like really weirdly ethically driven. I remember thinking from a very young age, above all else, I just wanted to be a good person. But I was like in contradiction with this, with how I was raised in this household, and this household was a Protestant household. So you had to understand the Bible, but not to the same degree. It was about the relationship that you had with God, and in doing so, that relationship. To me was never existent because I found out later that it was just me guiding those moral systems. It is you doing this thing,
But you
and
had something guiding you. You had the
yeah,
teachings of growing up guiding you.
No, the teachings that I had growing up, absolutely not the case. Though my parents aren't like horrible people, they don't realize how
Yeah,
racist they are.
but you've seen
But
the wrong
like,
in it. You've seen the wrong in it, right? You
well,
you were
I
smart
went
enough to
out,
see
I
the
talked to
wrong.
people, I went out, and it had nothing to do with some Holy Spirit guiding me. I just went out and I spoke with individuals that differ from me, and then I started to realize that they're exactly like me, and this has a more explanation that we're social creatures. We want the best for each other. It's based on survival. It's based on all these things. It has nothing to do with God and why we want to do good. It just has everything to do with evolution and the fact that we are a social species, and we can look at different animals to kind of confirm this. It 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 doesn't tell me God, because the more that I also studied science, the more that I realized that when you in comparative animal psychology, especially, it seems to tell us that as humans, we have this intrinsic nature about us, about how we exist and how we want others to succeed for the most part. It's not a set in stone rule, but for the most part, this is how a vast majority of us operate. And some of us do attribute this to a god, but in the most simplest form, it makes more sense. It's more parsimonious, meaning uh, that the explanation itself is more simple and fits together in this way that we are just social creatures who, as we come and about more experience, when we have these experiences, we are going to come to the conclusion that, and we have that diversity, like almost training, like where we're introduced to new ideas and we humanize other people, that we're going to come to the conclusion that we're all human. And in order for me to have the same like rights as another person, that I have to grant them to them, because it would be a logical contradiction if I didn't.
Yeah, like you have to give your morals out to everybody, not pick and choose who gets your morals and your acceptance. You just you just give your acceptance because that's who you are inside,
Well, no,
right?
no, it's not just who we are inside, but when we say that statement, right, we're talking about evolution in our biology. We're talking about something very specific about the nature of humans and how we have survived. It's actually a much deeper concept than just like, oh, it's just my nature. No, it talks about the human species and evolution entirely.
Right, exactly. So, do you believe that our brain can process more than it really does?
If you're talking about the 10% rule, that's BS that's you've seen on TV shows. You
Uh-huh.
use 100% of your brain. Uh, it just when
Right, I
different,
understand.
yeah, different areas of the brain are meant for different things. Unless you mean something else by that, I'm not quite sure what you mean
Right.
by that.
No, yeah, you're right. You're right. You explained it right. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about, that 10% thing that they were talking about. So let me ask you guys this, and be honest with me. Don't. Okay. So, do you believe in spirits,
No,
actual spirits? Have
no.
you ever
I
seen
I'm a
anything?
I'm a naturalist. I only
that-
believe that natural things exist. I don't believe in supernatural things, including spirits.
Do I believe that people have thought that they experienced this? And yes, but that's due to a number of different reasons. Uh, so if you what's the term again, Dalton? You say it a lot. Hyper agency detection. Excuse me. We have this survival skill that when we hear a noise or can explain something, we attribute autonomy to that thing because it was a survival skill. So imagine being in the woods, right? And you hear a
Right.
rustling in the bush. It
Right.
is more it will apt you to survive further than assuming that it's an inanimate object. So assuming that it's something that can't harm you. It is better for survival that we think that something has autonomy and it like can come and interact with us rather than not.
So you guys don't believe there's a spiritual realm?
No.
There's no evidence. That's the problem. If there was evidence, right? Because
Well, that's just because it hasn't happened to you.
Well, no,
well,
we
That's
also
your evidence.
we also understand that when people, like, for example, have near death experiences, that this is all happening right here in the brain. That we have perfectly good explanations for near death experiences and like these like experiences, multiplicity of the afterlife. We understand why does some people feel as if they can feel a presence with them in the room when they don't in reality because of psychological phenomena. Like, we have zero good reason.
Yeah, our minds are strong. It plays a lot of games on us.
Yes, exactly.
I
When it
truly understand,
when it
but
when it comes to
the
like
mind will play tricks on us.
when it comes to a Ouija board, even that we understand how that works. You can be by yourself, and a Ouija board will still function because of idiomotor
Yeah, that's
functions.
exactly. Yeah, I believe that. I believe that because our minds are just so
biased.
powerful, and
They're
and they will make you, your mind will make you believe that you're seeing something that's not really there.
like it
I truly
can.
understand that.
Yeah, it absolutely can. Or like seeing faces and things. We have a number of heuristics developed in the mind, which means like there's a simple path in which something takes in the brain because it's easier. Because one leading theory is like an expounding of energy, that it's just energy efficient to take this simple explanation. But this leads to all sorts of false conclusions in the human mind. We see this in biases all the time. The mind is not something that necessarily needs to come to truth, and the reason for this is because the only thing that we needed to do is to fuck to offspring. Sorry for the crass language, but
Excuse me.
yeah,
have,
all we needed to do
have
was
have sex with the
survive.
offspring.
Yeah. Yep. So that as long as you're getting to that state to have offspring, the mind doesn't need to do anything else. It doesn't have to come to truth. But we've developed methodology on how to come to truer, like to come to truth, or at least as far as we can tell, because it needs to have novel predictions. And if you're saying that you felt this thing, well, it needs to be novelly predictable.
It's not really that I felt it. I seen it. Would you guys like to hear about it? That's up to you guys.
We
But
really
I'm
don't.
not going to be lying.
We really. It's not that we think you're lying. I
You
mean,
guys don't like scary stories.
I once walked down the street on a hot summer day and saw a puddle of water. Turns out it wasn't real because
It wasn't real.
it was a mirage. Our
It was a
brains,
mirage.
yeah, our brains are able to make us see things that aren't necessarily real all the
Yeah.
time.
It's just I was there when an exorcist was happening. That's it. But yeah, I understand you guys don't like scary stories,
Well,
which is cool.
we also understand how exorcisms work. We also understand how exorcisms work. It is a placebo effect being administered to an individual who is mentally compromised.
So
Yes,
prayer,
but I don't understand how you guys can overlook that
but because prayer and exorcism don't make novel predictions about the world. And what I mean by that is that you cannot with consistency come out of an exorcism and have this like value where this person is cured. Everything about the claim of exorcism is infalsifiable by the people doing the exorcism. Like when when they are like, oh, we're gonna come and lay hands on you or do the exorcism. In many cases, by the way, this is on mentally ill people that they've been doing this, and they need psychological help. And in some cases, if it's a mental illness, placebo does wonders. We do control studies all the time where we compare placebo effects on depression, and in many of the cases, the placebo does actually work over just a cohort that's getting no treatment, right? And this is just a sugar pill.
So you have to have seen
I'm an ex
reports where it said that this person would talk in different languages that he would never ever
Glossolalia has been disproven.
How is that possible?
People. Generally, these are very, like, for example, religious people, and even if you like hear the language once, your brain might lock that in, and then there are actual other, like, we've had experiences where people have experienced brain damage, and then they were able to speak other languages.
And then learn that same language to talk.
Glossolalia.
Just by hearing a little bit of it. How is that possible? Come on, guys, be real.
We have tons of examples of this.
But yeah, you have examples, but that's how you guys are going to explain it?
Well, the problem is I think you're coming from this perspective that supernatural is on the table at first. The problem is that it's not on. Well, it's not
a spiritual world.
But we have to eliminate all naturalistic explanations prior to going to something that we know or we don't know that exist, right? So in this, we have to look at all the things that we know can exist, meaning in the natural, because as far as I'm aware, you and I, it's very, very solid evidence that the natural exist. Like, we know that thing exists to a very high certainty.
Yes.
So prior to going to a supernatural claim, we have to eliminate all naturalistic claims. So it is the case that we can't just jump to that supernatural
right.
explanation.
I truly understand that. You have to have some kind of proof that you cannot explain.
Yeah.
And for somebody to be been in an exorcism, and I've heard my friend, he was my best friend, and he talked another language.
I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm not saying it wasn't real for you, but also my friend's scientifics. Oh, I apologize.
He was only 14 years old. How can he learn another language?
How do you know he's speaking a real language?
Well, because so these people were really religious, and they were Mexican people. They were from Mexico, and they had this priest come, and this priest knew a bunch of languages from other countries, and he was speaking Aramaic or something like that. Aromatic. I don't remember what it was called.
No, that's a biased observer, by the way. That would be a biased observer.
Make it great. This is my friend, Scientific Snitch. They have it's physiology. In their, you're in your PhD, right?
I'm in my master's degree, but I do plan to go on into my PhD.
I always assume PhDs.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead.
That being said, I have a decent amount of experience in research, and usually you want to adjust for confounding variables as well as potential confounding variables, such as somebody being religious, basically validating that this religious experience is happening. You would want a translator in the room that is not religious, an atheist, validating what this person is saying. And if you had that account, that would be a lot more convincing to me than just, oh, this really highly religious person says that this is the case, so therefore it is the case. I truly
understand what you're saying, but when they're doing exorcisms, they're not trying to do it to prove that it's something real. They're trying to do it to get the demon out of the person. So yeah, but I understand what you're saying, but nobody's trying to make up some
Well,
kind of evidence to prove it. They're there
well, the
to
priest,
get their
notably,
job done.
there were people there that weren't just the priest. There were other people there. The priest would like for them to believe that this is in fact a demon possessing them. So offering up
Right.
like explanations, like this is a real language, when we don't know
So
for
would
sure that
you
the priest actually knew what he was talking
would
about.
you
We would need. That's why we need an unbiased individual there to observe to make this determination.
so
I
why would you think that the priest would lie about something like that? I mean, just
Priests lie all
because
the
he wants to look good on himself?
priests lie all the time. Priests are not
they have to have SAM insurance, which is a sexual assault insurance, because of how corrupt the church is. Like, this is a real thing that has to happen
Right.
because
I understand that.
yeah, so we don't have good reason to trust priest. We have good reason though to take both parties, right? And I know you're saying that exorcism is not about doing this, but if it is the case that they want to understand what's happening to that individual on an ethical level, that they would have more than just a priest there. So
to help out with this and make it into an analogy that maybe you can understand and comprehend. Imagine that there was a pharmaceutical that was being used to treat a bunch of cancer patients. Now, this pharmaceutical had a lot of side effects, at least in 2 clinical studies. Now, let's say there's 2 studies, 2 randomized controlled trials that have been conducted. One was conducted by a lead investigator who was fully funded and influenced and the head coordinator on the pharmaceutical team. The other one was conducted by an independent university that had no funding or ties to the pharmaceutical company. Let's say the study that was conducted by the pharmaceutical company found that the pharmaceutical worked perfectly with no side effects and no issues, despite all the preclinical research suggesting that there's a lot of side effects. That second study was conducted by that university. And in that second study, there was a numerous number of really bad side effects. Even though the pharmaceutical did work, it didn't work as well as the other study done by the pharmaceutical company. Also, I'm sorry for the wind. I'm genuinely trying to block it out of my ears.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But
I'm there with you.
Yeah, if you're hearing exactly what I'm saying, the idea is that would you trust the study conducted by the pharmaceutical company or the study conducted by the independent university?
Right. Because there'll be some false claims there because of, how would I say it, profit, money.
Yes, and a priest would have to gain
Something
new
to gain.
followers, new people in the church, new donators, new funding potentials if that
Yes.
instance with that individual is considered true. That's why I'm saying that the priest is a confounding variable and you can't necessarily trust that account.
Well, let's talk about why the
You're
priest.
right. You're absolutely right. It's all about the church and getting as much money as they can from the people. You are absolutely right.
Or just they are exceptionally convinced on a claim, and these are types of biases that we have. I don't even grant that everyone who is religious just wants money. I grant the fact that they are really convicted on their belief system, and that they are so determined because all they have narrowed mindedness into that claim that they're unwilling to look outside of it. And sometimes that is just the case. It's not always money. Though I do think it is a significant portion. I do think that some people are just really convicted, and they need this to be true because of some sort of background data, which would
they not only gain money, they also gain followers and they gain recognition. So when we're talking about confounding variables, the priest being a priest in and of itself is a major confounding variable, not to mention that your sample size of observers is literally one person, which is really shitty. So generally speaking, from a scientific point, there's no reason why I should believe anything you're saying in regards to this one anecdotal experience.
Right.
Now,
I
given
truly
that
understand.
you,
I just
yeah,
there
no,
was
now
that's
if you
just something that
provided
I've
me,
seen that I never understood. I
yeah,
couldn't
well,
explain it.
there's numerous explanations, such as the placebo effect, which are well documented. And so when we're considering all of these things together, it's really important to understand how the scientific method works and what we actually deem as true and false, because science is also held up to a really big like standard, and a lot of people don't realize this, that like we critique ourselves a lot, and so it's really important to critique what you're like trying to bring to the table as well if you're going against the current science.
Well, you would want me to believe in science, wouldn't you? I mean, that would be your goal,
No,
right?
I wouldn't want you to just blanketly believe in science. I would want you to read the evidence and then align yourself with the evidence, given that there's strong enough data.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but there's been countless reports where people has died and came back, and
The
they know
in
things.
the
What's
plural
the
of
They
the
know
plural
That's
things
of
that we
actually
antidote.
haven't.
The plural of
this
antidote is not data. First off,
It's
and the second of off,
something you guys can't
Well,
explain.
actually, we can. So, according to the AWARE study, individuals who had near-death experiences could not actually accurately identify specific markers in a room when researchers put them there. So, despite what you may believe, near-death
I'd like to
experiences are really just a hallucination.
I'd like to hear an
Well,
explanation about
well,
Fatima.
make it great. It has been 30 minutes, and I do have
Okay,
another guest who would like to come up and talk to us, but you are welcome
okay, all right.
to call in on another day, and we can talk further about the near-death
Yeah,
experiences.
thank you.
yeah,
I appreciate it, but I just like to tell all the chat out there that Bible, don't put all your faith in that Bible, because that Bible is man-made, and you're not gonna win a debate using that Bible. That's all I gotta say.
All
To
make
right.
me,
it
it's
great.
garbage.
Yeah, I'll message you about
Okay.
the Aware 1 and Aware 2 data as well.
Okay. And look up the Fatima story.
We know about Fatima.
Yeah, Fatima is also bullshit. Okay. Caden, are you at least 18 years old? And Caden disappeared. All right, I had like 5 different people who were requesting up to come up. So if you want to come up and have a conversation, now is the time to do so. We have a super chat here from at Terry Fall with the $5. Dalton, do a Google search for the messianic rooster, and or a Hasidic rabbi makes a startling discovery. Why does that sound familiar? Let's see. The messianic rooster.
It's so hot outside today.
Here we go. My name is Moshe, and I'm a Hasidic Jew who has, from my youth, learned the words of our holy prophets. Yeah, I'll give this a read, and then I'll report back on it. I can only imagine that it's got some relevance to the topics at hand, so I'll get back to you on that. I got it opened up, and also I'll read it later. It is very hot, I agree. Scientific snitch. Everyone make sure you...
Is
Yash?
No, I was going to tell Scientific Snitch, that individual that we just spoke to is deconstructing MAGA, and is very new to all these topics. So I appreciate your time to sit there and be patient, because I don't think they're a bad person. I think that they are just honestly like
Confused?
misunderstanding. Yeah.
Everyone, if you're on YouTube, by the way, take a look at the left side of your screen. You'll now see that we have an official image of Peggy that I made. So enjoy Peggy in her girthy goodness. All of you on TikTok, if you want, you can just slip over real quick to YouTube if you want to take a look at her. I'm very wary about showing Peggy on TikTok because TikTok's like, very sketchy. Drillick says every knee will bow and suck Jesus's dick. I don't think that's true. Give me a reason I think that's true. Also, you're capable of writing out what you want to say to us without using all capital letters. Use my rosary sticker. Lade, you have to take a look at the picture of Peggy. Peggy isn't a anal bead. She's a butt plug. So everyone take a look at Peggy over there on the YouTube side. Does the capital letters hurt your feeling? No, but it just sounds like you're just yelling at us. You're capable of expressing your ideas without using all capital letters. Do it again and you'll be muted. Those are the strict rules of the Bible Guy Live. You do not write in all capital letters, and you don't spam, and you don't use slurs. It makes no difference, he says. Well, guess what? Muted. Now the only way you get to talk to us is like coming up and running your mouth. So everyone make sure you tap in that screen. What the fuck is going on with my with my comment section? There we go. Capital letters are a sin here. It's a capital punishment. Yeah. Can you show TikTok, Peggy? I don't necessarily know if I can do that. She's very glorious, and TikTok won't appreciate her glory, but you can see her over on YouTube. Deism is the true one, bro. Ezra, I have zero reasons to believe that deism is true, but you're more than welcome to come up and give me a reason to think that your God is real.
By the way, Ashley, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I've just been doing my research every day.
Yeah, I saw updates on your videos and like your. I saw the like vitamin A thing, and I'm a little bit of a fangirl over here, so I might stalk your videos a little bit.
You're all good. I'm getting like 15 different blood tests tomorrow for all of my pituitary hormones because I have a lot of evidence right now to suggest that I have like pretty bad partially empty cell syndrome. So
yeah, the girls, as you put it. All right, and you're getting blocked.
Anyways, that was pathetic. Every time they come up, just yell slurs. They give me one more reason to not be Christian.
But you're feeling okay?
It's actually even more than just like the girls. It's also like I've low key not had an appetite. It's been really bad. I've lost already like 5 pounds, and I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
So
it's like the whole
ruled
thing
out
of
cancer. That's great.
Oh yay! Okay, that is really good. It's like the whole thing where we don't compliment people when we've like noticed they lose weight because like did they intend to type of thing, and I'm like, yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
Snitch. Yesterday, I was able to put on a shirt that I haven't been able to wear for 2 years.
Wow! Oh wow! Congratulations, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, it felt great. I'm very happy I didn't throw that shirt out because it was a favorite of mine, but like I couldn't fit it anymore. I could wear it, but I couldn't button it up. But now I could like fully button it up. It was wonderful.
I'm really glad that you were able to do that. That's awesome. I wish like low-key I've been starting to shrink out of some of my old clothes and it's really bad. So I've been trying to put the weight back, but it's really hard because I likely have a growth hormone deficiency, my appetite is not only non-existent, but like my gut moves at a snail's pace, so I have really bad indigestion.
If you want, you can have some of my fat. I'll just give it to you.
Your MRI showed that like your pituitary is like pressing, and it's being
my sella turcica, which is that bony seat that holds your pituitary gland, is half empty. My estrogen is 22 nanomoles per deciliter, which is, if you know female hormones, it's actually in the male reference range.
I even with it's actually it's not PCOS anymore. It's a metabolic syndrome, but like I have high androgens It does not even feed that close.
Ryan Grammary, are you at least 18 years old?
19, 2007.
And what pronouns do you go by?
Be him.
And are you a Christian?
I just had like one question.
Are you a Christian?
Yeah.
All right,
Yes,
I'm
I believe in
Dalton, the
God.
Bible guy. Which one of the 3 topics on the board would you like to discuss with me?
The Bible is bullshit.
All right, the reason I say the Bible is bullshit is because the Bible contains scientific errors, historical errors, and contradictions, and failed prophecy.
I agree with you. See, like as a Christian, I do believe in a God, but the thing about the Bible is it wasn't fully the word of God. It was translated by like people who were like worship God at the time, if that makes any
Oh,
sense.
to be
It was
clear,
written by a lot of people and it was messed up.
to be clear, in the original languages, it still has scientific errors, historical errors, contradictions, and failed prophecies.
That is correct. Nothing in the Bible is fully by God. Only some parts, but usually that's just like translations and what people heard.
All right, well, then it looks like we agree on point number 1. Would you like to talk about maybe point number 2 or point number 3?
Christianity is false. I think that's just an opinion. Like, I don't really have anything to say against that. As a Christian myself, I respect everyone regardless of what they believe in and who they are or identify as, because that's what I'm taught. What do you mean by Christianity is false? So do you not believe like the prophecies?
Yeah, no, Jesus didn't fulfill a single prophecy from the Old Testament.
See, what I believe in is a lot of the things written in the Bible have yet to happen, but there are some like signs that we talk about. Like for example, civilizations in like the Arctic, which eventually came true. All the stuff about gender like returning and changing over time, that also happened. As we can see, like,
there's nothing
transgender
in
people.
there's nothing in the Bible has 0 to say about trans people.
Are we reading the same Bible?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I'm
remember.
just fucking.
Where does the Bible say anything about trans people?
Book, chapter, verse.
Well,
The
it does
closest
say.
you're going to get, I believe, is Matthew 19, where he uses and what is an outdated and derogatory term of eunuch, but that is not talking about trans individuals.
It does say
Kitty
marriage
Cam.
between a man and a girl.
He created a man and a woman, and their names were Adam and Eve, but none of us are Adam and Eve, so the Bible has nothing to say about trans people.
I was talking about transgenders in a sense, not exactly.
So the funny, the funny part is that actually God gets the order wrong. It's not male then woman. It would actually be woman then male. Particularly because of the way that Neanderthals were partially viable with Homo sapiens, but also because when you have something called, I believe, SRY or androgen insensitivity, CAIS, complete androgen insensitivity syndrome, you default to the female, not to the male. So technically, we were originally all, well, like technically all originally female, but that's like.
So you say that we all came out as women?
Well, technically, the default for human species is female. So, like, when you don't have a sensitivity to a high enough level of androgens, you default to female. You don't default to male. And if you have low estrogen levels, you don't default to male.
And in development, fetal development as well, scientific snitch. Yeah, like
yeah.
When we look at how genitalia is formed as well,
it's formed inside and then drops outside. So technically, in all ways, so in the first way, you can default to female, but you can't default to male. That's one piece of evidence that we default to female and that female is the default. The second piece of evidence is that when we're developing, we start with inside genitalia, which comes outside for males specifically.
And what the fuck are nipples, right? No, I'm kidding.
But you do recognize the Bible has nothing to say about trans people, right?
As I was gonna say before, like you start talking about the genitalias, The Bible does say, I don't remember what verse because I'm not really much into reading the Bible. Like I do go to church like often on Sundays. I
You
also have
know,
another question for you after.
Is it going to be Matthew 19?
Yeah, no one in the book club actually reads the book. We know.
Yeah, we're aware.
He
I'm
said,
pretty
"A
sure
man
you're going to
should
talk
not
about
wear
eunuchs.
a woman,
Well,
nor shall
no.
a woman wear that.
What was that?
A man should not wear that of a woman's clothing, nor shall a woman wear that of
That's
a
just
man's.
Paul?
that would just be anti-cross dressing from the Pentateuch. But a trans woman wouldn't be a man wearing woman's clothes. It would be a woman wearing woman's clothes.
Transgenderism is advanced over the time. No one was transgender back in the past. In the Christ
You're
era.
mumbling. I can't understand anything you're saying. Say that again.
I'm literally wearing men's clothing right now. But I'm not trans. I'm a cis woman. I'm literally wearing boxers and a man's t-shirt. Am I trans?
What's a cis woman?
Means
No,
not.
I'm not really like
not
Cisgender
trans.
is on the same side of, yeah, it's a prefix. It's, or an an adjective in some sense. Yeah.
Cis just
on
means
the same
not
side
trans.
of. Yeah.
So that passage has nothing to do with trans people either.
Like I said, transgenderism was not a thing during the Christ era.
Wait, you don't know that?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Look at this functional high guy.
It's always been one. Sir, it's always been something. Because brain sex index has always existed. Regardless of what you like to believe.
Bible guy, I got one question for you before I leave. I have to go.
God, are you about to drop a slur?
Jeez.
No, of course not. I'm a nice guy, bro. I don't want to say that kind of shit. I support everybody, and I'm nice.
You're not supporting trans individuals.
Yeah, you don't support.
No,
everybody.
seriously, I don't. Really
Sexual and gender dimorphism have existed for a very long period of time.
Just say what you're gonna say without lying to me. So say what you're gonna say.
No, I just want to say my friend was asking for a shout out. Can you just say like shout out this year, or do you not do that?
No.
All right, whatever. Hey, have a nice day though.
Dumbass. God, they just really wanted to. I knew that they wanted to say some bullshit, so I tried to get them back onto the conversation. That's all they wanted to do. Everyone, make sure you are tapping that screen. Share the live with those you love, with those you hate, with your friends and with your enemies. We have 24 minutes left of the show. If you are opposition, make sure to call in. We are not taking any more friendlies at the moment, as to not overwhelm the opposition. So opposition, come on up. Let's have a conversation. I am the Bible guy. Quantanaut said, hell, we have prehistoric evidence of biological women buried with culturally male artifacts. Yeah, that is true. That is a fact.
Believe we're even relooking at like hip structure as well, but I could be wrong on that. I'm not an anthropologist. I've just kind of read some things about how we're even viewing bone structure.
The problem is that these Christian men just don't know the difference between sex and gender. So like they don't know the first thing to have the conversation.
I would also want to say that you can't actually tell the difference between male and female using hip bone because there's just too many different variations. A good example is I have like what would be considered a mix between what is it? There's the male hip bone. I have like a mix between the male and a slightly like flared out hip bone. So like if somebody were to take my hip bones 100 years from now, they'd probably think I'm a guy.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what I was like reading on how like they're like changing their viewpoints on like even in this way on how we're looking at the anthropology.
Everyone should definitely check out Forrest Valkai's YouTube video, Sex and Sensibility. It's a wonderful watch. Just to give you a bit of a hint as to how very elementary a lot of people understand sex. Also, YouTube Punk, thank you for dropping Scientific Snitch's YouTube channel in the comment section. Much appreciated. It's all stochastic. It's never simple binary. Right, exactly. Maybe I'm gonna do one more restart, and hopefully we'll get at least one more conversation in with an opposition before the show ends. So we'll be right back, everybody. All right. Everyone give glory to Peggy and her girthy goodness. All hail to Peggy. All right, let's see about getting some opposition in here.
Justin is live, so
that might be. I mean,
that might be why.
Perfect timing, honestly. If we don't get anyone in the next 10 minutes, I'll probably just call it for the day. Velvet Worm says, when did the Jesus loves you thing start? I don't know. I don't know when it got popular for people to just spam that in the comment section, but it is really obnoxious. Like Christians, if you're a Christian right now and you're watching, no one gives a shit that you think Jesus loves us, because fun fact, we think Jesus is dead. So you telling us that your imaginary friend loves us is not going to convince us of anything. It's just you trying to appear to be loving and like your religion is loving, but we all know the truth. Justin, who's that? Yeah, right, YouTube punk. Do they think it does something? They do think it does something. What they think it does is kind of a mystery to me. It definitely isn't going to convince any atheist to suddenly turn to Christianity by being told that this dead guy loves us.
Hell, I'm not convinced when anyone just says they love me. I need to see the actions.
Especially if it's a man. And Jesus is a man, so I'm less inclined to believe it. Bellworm says, Bible guy is my number one.
I wasn't going to go there, but
I went there for you.
Thank you. Because, yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's a lot of bad exes tell me they love me. A dead guy that can't even show up for dinner, you know?
Happy Dirt, are you at least 18 years old?
I am 28. What's up, man?
And what pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
No.
Sorry, I am only taking opposition at the moment.
Oh, man.
Do they have a question? Oh, they might have a question for you. The all-knowledgeable Dalton.
If they have a question, they can write it in the comment section. I give it a blanket, okay, for every time they say Jesus loves you. Yeah. Velorn says, a client's coming up. Bye. Okay, make sure to stab them nice and good. Everyone, they do piercings for a living. No, she's an assassin.
Context.
She's an assassin. That's what she means by client. Quickly call her convert to Christianity. Well, we have here, are you at least 18 years old?
Is this a butt dial? Hey, you're in the house right now. If you can hear us, your username is capital R. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I didn't mean to be up here.
Rainbow Ghost says, I hope we get better caliber believers. Too much to expect. Yeah.
I hate being in people's pockets. It's really uncomfortable. Generally, they're not wearing good fabrics, you know.
Very itchy.
It's so itchy.
Yeah. Speaking of itchy, I mean, I look great in this jacket, but it's driving me crazy how itchy it is. Anyways.
And this is why I don't wear pants, guys.
Well, I'm not wearing pants. I'm not. That's a secret. I'm not wearing pants right now. I'm news anchoring it right now. Wait a minute.
Don't stand up. Don't stand. He's gonna stand up.
I'm wearing shorts right now. I'm not Donald ducking but I am wearing shorts right now. It's all a sham. This whole show's a sham. This fire isn't real. Yeah. There you go. Shake a tail feather. Will do.
Listen, you don't even know. I could be naked on this live. Like, just be sitting here in all my glory.
Don't give me something to imagine. Everyone.
I'm sorry. I don't love Lord of the Rings. You have a criteria.
I mean, this is true, but I am just a simple man. But
there, it's like Ashland.
I don't have to use. I was about to say. Never mind. I'm not gonna. Anyways,
we have to keep the Bible Guy show exciting, right?
But anyways,
imagination.
Someone said, "Do you think Islam is bullshit?" Yeah, and it's also pedophilic as fuck. It's almost like, oh, hi, Arwen. Mr. E, I guess I'm just going to start accepting up friendlies to come up and talk because no opposition wants to come up and talk. Mr. E, are you a friendly or? Hello?
I think that might have been an accidental.
Yeah. Hi. Everyone, I drew this really nifty drawing for Arwen's daughter. I guess I'll show it to you guys. 1 second.
Wait, Red Stick's in the house.
Hey, Red Stick. Everyone take a look at this this drawing I made. We're gonna turn it into
Arwen, this is like my favorite drawing that Dalton has done. Like, this is like, I told him earlier when he didn't even tell me it was for your daughter, but I was like, this is my favorite.
Yeah, her daughter has two favorite stuffies, being the fox Foxy and the cat Buttons, and they're, as far as I can tell, they're besties because it looks like all the pictures of them are together. So here they are, and we're gonna get that put on a poster, and get that put on Sweet Girl's wall. So, first decoration of many to come. Looks like is back.
Are you there?
Hello.
Hello. Are you at least 18 years old?
Yes.
I get to move into my new place in 2 weeks. Look at that. 2 weeks, everyone. What pronouns do you go by?
He, him.
And are you a Christian?
Yes.
Alrighty then. I'm Dalton, the Bible guy. Which one of the 3 points on the board would you like to talk to me about?
Christianity is false.
All right. The reason I think Christianity is false is because Jesus claims to be the Messiah, and yet he didn't fulfill any messianic prophecies in the Old Testament, and no one's ever given me a good reason to think that the Christian God exists.
Okay.
Are you contemplating or masturbating? I can't quite tell.
Arwen says it's going to be a long 2 weeks, but we got this. Yes, Arwen is a woman of extreme resilience. You can do anything, and we got you. We're here for you. Yeah. Why are you being weird?
I just assumed the latter.
Yeah, they just really wanted to be on the live while doing their thing. This isn't that kind of show. That's more for the Bible Guy After Dark show. But still, I don't want you calling and doing that. Everyone, you're more than welcome to do that while watching me. Just don't do it while you're on the live with me. Someone said love the lipstick. Thank you so much. Christians, listen, we got 10 minutes before the end of the show today, and then I'm going to be sending everyone off to go look at Justin in his face. So
just look at Justin.
Yeah,
Don't comment. Just look at him.
Appreciate that beautiful face of his. Otherwise, we've got a couple of good calls in today. Mostly a bunch of dum-dums who didn't know the first thing about anything. Do you know Gain Eggers? Nope. Don't know who that is. Equality live last time I checked. They're also live right now. It looks like a lot of people are live right now. Why are you wearing lipstick? Because it makes me look very kissable, I think. Right, everyone?
Oh yeah.
Crystal
and Che are live. Yeah, Quality. There's a lot of really good people. Father is live. Ace is live. Yeah.
Yeah, well, everyone
Reggie is live.
Put some lip emojis in the comment section because you think my lipstick makes me look kissable. Nope, I don't know who that is either. Do you know the Muffin Man? Yeah, I know the Muffin Man who lives on Drury Lane.
The Muffin Man.
Anyways, well, that looks like it's gonna be the end of the show, everybody. I want to thank all of our guests that we had on today, who put in a good effort, and to all the dum-dums out there, get good. I want to thank Simon Taker Snitch and Ashland and Sean for spending time with me today as well. Everyone, I'm going to send you all off to Justin at the deconstruction zone. Tell him that the Bible Guy sent you. And with that, I've been the Bible Guy. Remember to keep reading, keep learning, and we'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Born from dust and questioning fire, wielding truth like a sword of desire. Ancient scrolls and cosmic flame, he tears through myth, he breaks the chain. Echoes of prophets, the scars align, knowledge and thunder intertwine. Reason ascends where blind faith fell. He reads the word and he reads it well. The Bible Guy, seeker of the light. Through time and fire he rides the night, with reason's blade and wisdom's cry. The world shall hear the Bible Guy. Scrolls of
That's much better. Yeah.